Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back after the new video. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Oakland Athletics versus the Seattle Mariners, game number 3, the last one in the set. Bryce Miller on the mound, first pitch in about 10 minutes. So let's get into the thumbnail as well as the starting lineups. And as of just a few minutes ago, I'll see if we have had any changes, but we need 91 subs to get to 20,000. So that's a pretty exciting number that we've ended up hitting over 70 within the last maybe few days to about a week. So we only need 91 to go, and hopefully we can get there sooner than later. And then once we hit 20,000, we're never going to look back. So hope everyone is having a fantastic hump day, fantastic Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Simple's in the building. What's good, brother? And let me get into the thumb and the lineups. Oh, baby. And on the left, we got Zach Geloff. And on the right, Bryce Miller. So obviously, we didn't have George Kirby pitch yesterday, which was unfortunate. Julio got scratched. Ty France had an injury, but it wasn't that bad. He's actually back in the lineup. Tom Murphy and Kelenic are on their way back very, very soon. So we'll see what happens, but I'm very excited about this matchup. We cannot lose 2 in a row to the freaking Athletics, right? Absolutely not. So let's get into the starting lineups. We got to make sure we give the proper Oakland representation. All right, here we go. Leading off for the Athletics, first baseman Ryan Noda. Batting second baseman Zach Geloff. Batting third, DHing for Oakland today, Brent Rooka. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, right fielder Seth Brown. Batting fifth, third baseman Jordan Diaz. Batting sixth, catching for Oakland this afternoon, Carlos Perez. Batting seventh, center fielder Lawrence Butler. Batting eighth, shortstop Alademis Diaz. And batting ninth, left fielder Ettore Ruiz. And on the mound for the A's, Zach Neal. 1-0 record with a 6.88 ERA, almost 7. There's a good chance that we should be able to rough them up, okay? Let's go. And let's get into the Seattle Mariners starting lineup. It's not obviously full strength with no Julio for, maybe a couple days, but we'll be okay. All right, leading off, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Batting third, catching for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, one of my favorites. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting fifth, first baseman, Ty France. And he went out around the third or fourth inning with a wrist contusion. I assume it's going to be wrapped heavily today, but he's out there. He's a tough son of a bitch, and we're going to need him today. Let's go, Ty. Batting sixth, left fielder, Dominic Canzone. Batting seventh, DHing for Seattle, Mike Ford. Batting eighth, center fielder for Julio today, Dylan Moore. And the man that should have been in the lineup over Jose Caballero last night, they put him in way too late. The guy that deserves to be starting at second base, Josh Rojas. Better than Colton Wong, better than Jose Caballero. What are we doing? If Dom is playing, why isn't Josh playing? Like, the only person you're going to replace Dom or Dylan Moore is Cade Marlowe. All right, and obviously you have Julio in center field. But Rojas has earned the right to be our permanent second baseman in my eyes. And on the mound, Bryce Miller. 8-4 record with a 3.90 ERA, all Bryce, all day, every day. Let's go, Mariners. Let's get it, baby. All right, let's get everything situated here. The best possible stream, and we'll be good to go here. All right, one sec here. All right. I'm going to go through a couple options, see which one's going to be the best for me here. Obviously, Mariner broadcast is preferred, as we know. All right, baby, let's go. Rooftop in the building. What to do? How are you? Simple in the building. Should you bet on this game? Honestly, I don't know if I would bet on this game because, like I said, remember when we were watching the Royal game together, Simple? And again, it's like we had a good pitcher. We had George Kirby at that point, right? But we had a lot of shitty guys in the lineup, from 6 through 9. We got down 3-0 early. I said, let's stop the bleeding. We got it to 3-1, right? Then out of nowhere, I thought maybe we could tie it and go into extras, but we rifled off 3. Right. And then we were able to take the lead 4-3. All Andres Munoz had to do is just get 3 outs. He couldn't do it. He gave up the save. We went into extra innings, and we ended up losing 5-4. Right. So I feel with this particular lineup with no Julio, I'm not sure if I would be betting on any game that Julio is not in. So again, we got J.P. Crawford, which I normally like, but I like it when he's paired up with Julio in the 2-hole. Now you got Suarez there. You got Big Dumper, which is nice, instead of O'Keefe. Murphy's still hurt. You got Teoscar. Ty France is in, so that's obviously a bright sign. But then you look at the bottom half of the lineup, and as including Ty France because he's coming off the wrist contusion. So Ty France could go 0 for 4, 0 for 5 today, possibly. Dom could end up going 0 for 4 or 1 for 4. Mike Ford, same thing. Dylan Moore, same thing. Josh Rojas, same thing. And also on top of that, even if Bryce Miller gets 10 Ks, we could still lose. So, and normally if you watch the Mariners very closely, we're way better in the evening games, regardless if they're at home or on the road, than these games that are at 10 a.m., noon, or 1 p.m. Pacific time. So if it's me, do I think that we can win this game? Hell yeah, I think we can win. I think we can match up with anyone in Major League Baseball. Now, would I be betting on this game? The answer is no. I would not be betting on this game, even though their pitcher, isn't that good. And even though we go against guys that have an ERA of maybe 5, 6, or 7, we saw yesterday, that if they can rough up the Mariners early, sometimes the confidence gets a little bit shaken. No Kirby, no Julio. Then Ty France got hurt, and then we tried to do a little too late. So am I intimidated, by Zach Neal? No, you're 1-0. Your ERA is $1 billion. It's 7. I don't give a shit, right? We know Bryce Miller is the better pitcher, but with that being said, there's no guarantees the bats are going to match, obviously Bryce Miller's performance. And what happens if Bryce has an off afternoon, where he ends up not getting 8 to 10 Ks? What happens if he gets like 4 or 5? And they end up pulling him in like the 4th inning? Then you got to rely on, Brash and Topa, Saucedo, Thornton, Campbell, and Munoz. You don't really know what the rotation is going to be. So for me, obviously I love Bryce Miller, and I know for a lot of y'all like Simple, you may not be a Mariner fan, but the simple fact, the lineup isn't very good from 5 through 9 with the Ty France injury. No Julio. And yes, I love pitching, but the pitching isn't to a point where even though we might have a top 3 pitching staff in Major League Baseball, it's not like we have 3 or 4 guys with Ohtani and every guy is winning 10, 11, 12 games. Every guy's ERA is like 2.50 or under, and every guy that's in the lineup is going to get 10 to 12 Ks every start. I mean, we're not there yet, right? And even that would be incredible, right? So for me, I definitely would not be betting on this game. Do I think we can win? Yes, but I definitely could see ourselves losing this game as well. So we'll see where it goes. But you only bet $10. So $10 is nothing. Like if you're betting 10 to 40 bucks, bet on the game. But if you're betting 50 or more just to be like your advisor to try to help you out, I would say don't bet on this game. But if it's 10 to 40 bucks, you like to gamble, you want to be able to see if you can get the win. And I definitely still think that we can win the game. So got to be a bounce back game. Rooftop, yeah. I would agree. You know what I mean? But if he's only betting $10, we get a lot of people from DraftKings and a lot of people that are on the betting sites, right? And then they'll come here to get advice and to see where we're looking and whatnot. And I try to help people win money at fantasy football. and NFL betting, MLB, NBA, and NASCAR. I follow everything. So I try to be an expert on every single sport. But with that being said, no one's going to be correct all the time. I'm not fucking Marty McFly. I don't have the sports almanac, in my back pocket. I can't necessarily see the future with everything, but we will see where it goes. Hey, and at least Ty France is playing. I thought he was going to be out 100%, so we'll see. The thing is, though, it sounds crazy to lose back-to-back to Oakland, but that's not going to deter us from making the playoffs or still winning the American League West. Shit can happen. You can play the A's, you can play the Royals, you can play the Nationals, and you can get swept, even if you're a good team, or lose 2 out of 3. It's very, very possible. This is baseball. So, again, if you're looking at it from a standpoint, their pitcher's got a 1-0 record with like a 6.88 ERA, and the other side is Bryce Miller. You have to understand it's more than just one player that makes the outcome, right? It's not like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen where maybe those two guys could take over the game. Baseball is a team sport, just like the NFL, right? NBA and NHL are team sports as well, but sometimes when you have a dominant player on the NHL or the NBA side, they can kind of dictate a game. With baseball, you can still have Ohtani or Julio, but that doesn't mean even if Ohtani, gets 10 Ks and 2 home runs, that they're still going to win. What about the rest of the team? So we'll see where it goes, but I hope that we don't lose this game today. It is a high-risk game. Yeah, and again, we got the Dodgers. We're going to have the fucking Astros and the Rangers late. So this is going to be a very, very tough test as we go into September. I know you peeked ahead in the schedule, Rooftop, as well as me, and I'm just going to – let's go. Let's get it. Let's go, baby. All right, here, first pitch from Bryce Miller. And obviously getting off to a fast start with Bryce is going to be key. And there we go. Already a first base hit. Come on. Come on, Mariners already? I did see that. Very cringe. She's jumping on from one guy to the next and whatnot, and that's what typically happens, especially if you're a high-profile athlete or if you're a son of a high-profile athlete as well. And she was with Pippen. And then you're going to go for Michael Jordan's son? I mean, I don't know. Gold digger at the very, very top, dude. And hopefully we can limit the damage here. Ryan Noda already getting off to a good note. And, of course, we want to have Bryce get 4 Ks within the first 2 innings, if possible. If we can do that. Sometimes, Bryce will go 5 Ks out of the first 6 batters, but he missed the mark already, obviously, with Ryan Noda. Next up, we got Zach Geloff. And I put him on the thumb. Hopefully he doesn't go too crazy today. But we need Bryce to be able to get to 8 to 10 Ks. And if he doesn't, and he gets 4 to 6, let's just pray that we get a lot of ground outs, pop-ups, and not a lot of walks, not a lot hit by hit by pitch. We don't want to hit a bunch of guys. We don't want to walk a bunch of guys. And hopefully Bryce can will us to this victory. Come on, Bryce. Hopefully a double play incoming. 1-1 pitch for Miller. Whoa! Wow, J.P. Crawford. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's got leadership, a guy that's great teammate. And if you notice, when he got injured with the concussion, we weren't the same team. He is just as valuable as Julio, in my opinion, leading off. You got to have a strong leadoff hitter. Ichiro, D. Gordon, some of these guys have those intangible things like leadership, and they can motivate guys. J.P. Crawford's one of my favorite players, and we wouldn't have the success on offense and defense if we didn't have him in the lineup. And, before the injury of the concussion, he was hot. Then when he came back, he was cold. But now he's starting to warm up again, and that was a fucking hell of a play. More of that, please, J.P. Crawford. Always playing great defense, just like Eugenio Suarez and Julio for that matter. Let's go. Because if he doesn't catch that, it's 1-0, more than likely. Or, runners on first and third on the corners. So that definitely helped us out tremendously there. Oh, every game is important. As you know, Rooftop, like I said, anyone could be like, oh, the A's. Look at where we are. We're in a 3-way tie with the Astros and Rangers. We want to separate ourselves from them, but it's not going to be easy. Big swing and a miss. Come on, Bryce. I totally agree. And doing Julio, because he was obviously leading off last year, they figured him out. And that was a dumb thing, from Service to put him as the leadoff hitter. It always should have been JP and then Julio, somewhere between 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you want to move him in the lineup. But there's no point of him leading off because what happens if it's at the end of the game and an 8-9-1 hitter, and sometimes Julio wouldn't come up big. I definitely like JP, and it should have been no one else but JP. I 100% agree with you. But again, when they had Julio leading off last year, it worked. But obviously, after you've been watching tape on Julio for a whole fucking year, after he won Rookie of the Year, they figured him out. They knew the secret was to pitch inside to him, and he wasn't getting the good wrist action to be able to pull the baseball. And obviously, if you pitch down the middle, he'll hurt you. You pitch outside, he might chase. But the one thing that Julio really struggles on, but he's gotten better since he got on his hot streak, is those inside pitches. Big facts. Let's go, Mariners. We need this. Come on now. 1-0 pitch for Miller. Popped it up. All right, there we go. Hey, we got a leadoff single, but nothing else there. Kelenic has lead. I totally agreed. Like I said, you got to use your brain, and sometimes you got to test certain players at certain positions to see if it's going to work. But Kelenic should never be anywhere. I don't even think you should be in the top 2. Kelenic should be as high as 3, and then anywhere from 3 to maybe 7. Depending on the lineup or if he's hot or if he's cold. But again, you live, you learn. Sometimes Scott Service is a brilliant genius. Most of the time, questionable, and I think we can both agree to that, right? And sometimes he makes great decisions. Sometimes he makes decisions where you're like, what the hell is he doing? Like he's putting in guys way too late, or he's not taking guys out early enough. And then with Dipoto, same thing. Sometimes, the guy makes a brilliant move. Like I didn't like the Seawald move at first, but when we were batting 230 as a team, we needed hitting and some defense. And Dom as a rookie is good insurance for Teoscar if he leaves, and he can play right field. And then Rojas was just thrown in like a bag of chips. Like, oh, here's a bag of Doritos, Rojas. And then, good luck, right? Then we got rid of Wong, and it worked out for us, right? And then we got Bliss that we used to have in our farm system, gave him away to the Diamondbacks. He's batting over 300 in AAA. And then we got him, Harry Ford, Ty Streets. I mean, we got a really bright future, as well as some of these other pitchers that are in single, high A, double A, and AAA. So I try to follow everything on the Mariners, not just on, the Mariner games, but obviously on the AAA, double A, single A, high A as well. So we have a very good, bright future. But again, it's all about bringing guys up at the appropriate time. So we'll see where it goes, but at least we didn't end up giving up any runs early on. Thank God. And let's get into what we got here with the Mariners. Bottom of the first inning, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. And batting third, big dumper, catcher, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Come on, baby. Let's go. 91 subs until we get to 20,000. Finally, getting a little bit of movement. And the better that the Mariners do, the better we're going to do on the channel, as well as with the reaction videos that I'm going to be putting out. Dribbler, easy routine play, one away. Come on, JP. You got to work the count. Come on now. Daniel in the building. What's good, brother? How are you? Next up for the Mariners, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. And like I've mentioned many, many times, there's not many two-way players that I would take over Suarez at third base. Maybe Manny Machado 1, Hall of Famer. Nolan Arenado 2, Hall of Famer. And I think if I had my third choice overall, it would be Gino. I think he's that good. Now, does he chase pitches and strike out way too much like Teoscar? Yes, he does. But he also gives you RBI and home run power, and he's great on defense. 235 average should be closer to 250, and hopefully he'll get up there within the next couple weeks. Pitches inside, 1-1 count. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the first, we're still knotted up at 0. Gino, jammed, popped up. Oh, thank God. It dropped foul. Let's go. But I hope everyone's doing great Wednesday. Today, hump day. And then tomorrow, the Mariners have a day off, so I'm going to be doing Utah and Florida college football week 1 debut. It's going to be the only college football game, I believe, on Thursday, or if there's other matchups, they're not ranked. And I also will be doing coverage when that game is almost over. The Dodgers and the Braves are playing, and I believe it's going to be Spencer Strider versus Urias. So that's going to be dope. My dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s, so I definitely will be, watching that. Now, if we didn't have Utah and Florida, I would have done the Dodger and Brave game. But again, I'm going to, try to do a nice mix of, not only the NFL, college football, but baseball, NHL, NBA, college hoops, AEW, WWE, and NASCAR. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Gino. Hell yeah. There we go. Here we go, baby. Let's get some runs early and often. Nice job, Gino. Positive vibes, positive energy, baby. Just like he says, he's one of the spark plugs in the dugout with Julio. If you're looking for the guys that have the most emotion, it's definitely going to be Julio and Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, baby. I like it. I like it. Next up, maybe my second favorite player overall on the team that's not a pitcher. I would probably go Bryce Miller and George Kirby, as far as my favorite pitchers. And then I'd probably go Julio and Cal as my two favorite positional players. I love catchers, and I think they're so underrated. And Cal's got the most home runs out of any player from 2022 to now. So he was a rookie last year, and he's leading Major League Baseball in home runs. And anytime you can end up getting 40 to 50 homers, combined, within the first 2 years, that's a good sign. And the thing is, if Cal isn't one of those guys that starts slow and he ends up being hot at the beginning of the year, he's a 30 home run kind of guy every year if he can just get a little bit hotter within the first 80 games. But for whatever reason, he's just a second half player, and he had a little bit of a thumb injury at the beginning of the year. So, Cal may not be designated as the best catcher overall. His defense sometimes is poor. Sometimes he can't throw guys out at second. But as far as home run ability, he's the best in baseball at catcher. So definitely excited to see him grow. And the big reason why we're so good and we made the playoffs last year is because of the trifecta: Julio, Cal Raleigh, and George Kirby. Name a better trio than that. I dare you to try. Based off last year too. 3 rookies that were better than that. Come on now. You got to be able to have the cornerstone of the franchise, and that's it. Let's go, baby. How you doing, Daniel? What's good, brother? Come on now. Let's go. We got to rough him up. Let's go, Cal. 3-2 pitch to Raleigh. Chop foul. And we'll make sure we give plenty of love to the Athletics as well. You don't want to be biased. You want to make sure you're giving the proper love. Plus, I love HD 4K photos, and I love learning about all the other teams in the league. So not only does it, give me a little bit more of research on my end, I want to make sure that I can be an expert on every single team. And let's be honest, you might be able to try on like the NFL side, and NBA is pretty easy as well, I feel. But with baseball, with the amount of games that they play, a lot of times it's hard to even be an expert for your own favorite team, let alone on every team in Major League Baseball. So obviously doing this full time is, it's a challenge. But oh, that girl just got hit in the head with that foul ball. Hopefully she's okay. Uh-oh. That blonde right there that's in the dugout or in the front row got hit by that foul ball. I hope she's okay. She's clutching her temple right there. I don't know if she works for the Oakland A's or the Mariners or what's going on, but hopefully she's all right. Get her some ice. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Damn it. It's okay, Cal. We'll get him next time. Obviously, Cal got a little distracted too, having to look over at that girl that got hit by that foul ball. And it either bounced off and hit her in the head, or it hit her directly somewhere in the upper body. Hopefully, she's okay. Might have been a camera woman over there as well. Next up, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Let's be electric today. We're going to need you desperately. Come on, Teo. Even if I got to throw up more than one photo, I will. Let's go, Teoscar. Popped up. Foul. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Teo. I'll do 2 or 3 photos for you if need be. Let's go. Pitch is inside. 2-1 count. Yeah, this would be a big win. If we end up winning this will be the most wins we've had in a month ever. 21. We're at 20 right now. So, if we can find a way, obviously if we had Julio, it'd be, a little bit more of a comfort level, but and also too, and he pops out to center field. When you play teams in the division, it doesn't matter what the records are. Sometimes, those teams are very familiar with each other, And even though teams are bad like Oakland, you think, oh, we should easily win. Sometimes that's just not the case. All right, easy 1-2-3 inning there. Let's take a look at Bryce Miller, and hopefully we can end up getting some Ks with him. Bryce Miller, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 1 K. And the same thing with Neal, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 1 K as well. An identical stat line. Nothing really big so far, but hopefully we can end up, putting on the pressure on the A's. Let's go. End of the first inning, knotted up at 0. Let's see who's up next for Oakland. All right. I'm going to get something to drink here. Let me make this. Let me take a look to see what other options I have here, too. Lots of Oakland broadcasts. But maybe we can get a Marina one. All right. It looks like that one will be good to go. All right, one sec here. And I just finished up Swamp Kings. I thought I finished all of it. I had like 30 minutes to go on that last episode. If you are looking to be able to feel that passion and that energy, definitely watch those. Johnny Football Special with The Untold, as well as Swamp Kings. Very, very emotional. Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow, Brandon Spikes. It's fucking incredible. Definitely got me juiced and ready for college football. All right, here we go. Top of the second. Miller pitches inside, but gets the strike call. Or is it a ball? I was going to say, it has to be a ball. Okay, 1-0 count. I was going to say, there's no way. Next up is Jordan Diaz. 1-0 pitch. Pitches outside. 2-0 count. Come on, Bryce. We need you, bro. Two 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 count. Let's go. Two-one pitch to Miller. Chop foul. 2-2 count. Let's go, Bryce. We need you. 8 to 10 Ks would be so ideal for us. 2-2 pitch for Miller. Chop foul. Diaz is fighting. Come on, Bryce. Let's go, baby. 8-4 record with a 3.90 ERA, and he probably should have made the All-Star game this year with George Kirby. No cap. Let's go. The phenom, Bryce Miller. The one time that you're actually happy that Robbie Ray got an injury for the season and we were able to get Bryce Miller. Because if you think about it, even if Robbie would have stayed healthy, Bryce would have eventually come up, and maybe not Brian Wu right away. But, who would you rather have in the long term, Robbie Ray or Bryce Miller? The answer is Bryce Miller, no doubt. Hell, we could just get rid of Robbie Ray at this point. But, of course, if he's healthy and he hasn't lost his confidence after that Yordan Alvarez blast in the playoffs last year, fine. But I feel that he's kind of got the Carson Wentz syndrome, where it's like once you have something big happen to you, I don't know if you're going to be able to get over it emotionally. And I hope he does. That'll be another piece that we can add. But if we don't have him anymore, it's not going to hurt our feelings. Chopper? God damn it. France way off the bag there. Okay. All right, Jordan, I see you. Nice little bloop single past Ty. Next up, catcher Carlos Perez. I really, really like that color. That kind of Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire. That apple green with the old school hard hat with the yellow brim. That might be the best uniform that the A's have. Very fire. Carlos Perez. 215 average, OBP of 280, slugging of 347, 5 homers and 18 ribbies in 2023. Nothing big for Bryce Miller. Let's get a double play here. Pitches outside. It seems like Bryce really isn't in the zone right now. Got to be able to get those strikes, baby. Come on now. Last 2 starts versus the Athletics. No decision and a win. 10 Ks on May 2nd, my birthday. And on May 24th, he had 6. So 16 between 2 starts, but he's nowhere near 8 to 10 yet. Big swing and a miss. There we go. Let's go, Bryce. Anybody that's watching on Twitter and YouTube, I appreciate you very, very much. There we go. Appreciate everyone watching on Twitter, YouTube. If you are here, you can always comment below. Even if you're a little shy, let me know. Who you are, where you're from, who your favorite teams are. If you are a Mariner fan or an Oakland A's fan, and we can have a little interaction in the chat while I call the game. Don't be afraid. Hang out with your boy. Let me know that you're here. Back, and that is gone. Oh, no. Bryce Miller. Lawrence Butler. And obviously hitting you at the 4 and the 4. Lawrence Butler, 2-0 Oakland. Shit. And just like that, even if when you got guys like George Kirby or Bryce Miller or Luis Castillo or Logan Gilbert, anyone can get homers off anybody. And that one hurt. God damn it. That was crushed. Shout out to Lawrence Butler. I don't need to be a hater. We got plenty of those out there on planet Earth. Nice job, Oakland. Aladames Diaz in the box up next. 2-0 Oakland. Come on, Bryce. Just after getting a K and then you give up a homer. Come on, man. Get your composure. Relax. Okay? You got this. Let's go, Bryce. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 count. Preston in the building. Let's go, Mariners. Preston is a Ranger fan. We met when we ended up doing Kraken and Stars games. I hope you're doing well. You're at school, either in the bathroom or in the classroom right now. Teacher's talking to you right now, and you're like, fuck that. NWSF, I'm fucking watching this shit instead. What to do, Preston? How are you, brother? Top of the second, 2-0 Oakland. No Julio, today. So obviously a very good opportunity for Oakland to, be able to get this dub. But again, if we win this will be 21 wins in a month, and we've never done that before. And it's against fucking Oakland. I mean, it's a team that we should be able to beat, but we're not full strength. And obviously we could really be using Murphy and Kelenic right now, like especially with the injuries to France and Julio, and as well as Kirby, even if they're minor and it's just day to day. You really need to be able to keep that lineup healthy. And we could have really, really used Kelenic and Murphy today. But hopefully we can still squeak out a win. School's over in 16. So you're just like, fuck it. I don't give a shit what the teacher says. I finished the test. I'm watching NWSF. You got an earbud in right now and you're listening to me, or you just have it? What are you doing? You're just watching me? Well, obviously you're listening to me somehow, some way. So you probably got an earbud in or two. That's what happens. People are at work. They got to listen to NWSF. They're at school. They got to be able to pay attention. Miller, 3-2 pitch. Got him. There we go. I knew you got an earbud in. Nice job, Bryce. Mariner Moose comes out, but you already gave up a 2-run blast. But I'm still going to show you love. Let's go, baby. Come on, Bryce. Get your head out of your ass. We need you today. Let's go. Esturi Ruiz in the box. Pitches inside, 2-0 count. Esty. Chop foul, 2-1 count. Yeah, if you want to put in some of the scores of the game, of course it's above my head there, above on the ticker. But if you want to be able to put it in the chat, you can put whatever you need in there, bro. Or let me know how you're feeling about the Rangers. How's the confidence for Ranger fans right now in Texas? I mean, do you guys still feel that you guys can make, the ALCS and the World Series, or has confidence wavered a little bit? You guys have gone on a few slumps, 8 to 10 game slumps going into the All-Star break, and you've also got another 8 to 10 game slump after the All-Star break. So not ideal. You're still one of the best teams in baseball, but obviously when you lose that many, it's not ideal for, the team, especially when you're trying to go further than you've been in a while. All right, 3-2 pitch from Miller to Esty. Chopper. Where the fuck is Ty France in that position? Jesus Christ, man. It's another hit right off first base for another single. You think Rangers are out after the first round? I'm just hoping it can be Orioles and Mariners ALCS, and then Dodgers, Braves, NLCS. I think that would be the most exciting matchup. And I want to match up with the Astros early on, and I want to be able to beat them to advance. That's who I want to match up against. No offense to you. I don't mind if you guys end up making it. That would be great as well. But, I want to be able to match up against the Astros and beat them. And then play the Orioles and then see where it goes. And then if we lose to the Orioles, no shame in that. They're great this year, I guess we can't really forget about the Rays as well, but they're kind of they're reeling right now with the whole Wander Franco situation. But to me, the 4 teams that are the best in baseball right now are the Orioles, the Mariners, the Braves, and the Dodgers. But you never know. It could be some kind of sleeper team like the Brewers who could have a run like the Phillies last year, and they could possibly upset the Dodgers or Braves. I mean, it's not likely, but who the hell saw Phillies last year coming and going? So we definitely beating the Astros. You already had your run, bro. You already had your run. You're not going to, but I could definitely see the Astros getting hot and making it to the World Series if that gives you something. But no one wants to see the Astros anymore, bro. You had your time. You got your championships. Time for somebody new. And if it's not me, it's got to be like the Orioles. That would bring a lot of excitement for baseball fans. Ryan Noda in the box. How are you doing, Calvin? What's good, brother? Jesus Christ. Wow. Terrible throw by Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. That's one thing about Cal. He's got power, but he needs to improve on throwing guys out at second. He's not good at it. Not even close, Cal. What the fuck? Murphy as well. O'Keefe. It's like we need Harry Ford. If he can throw guys out at second and give us similar power to Cal, I mean, Cal might lose his job at some point. So I don't mind seeing the Chiefs. They're fun to watch. You got to be able to soak in greatness for as long as it's there. You get Bills fans that are crying and whining. Like I did a reaction video when they played against the Bears, and I told them that you need to be able to get like a top 10 back if you want to be able to not only get past the Chiefs or the Bengals or get to the Super Bowl. And their response was, "Oh, just like the Chiefs." Oh, I'm like, well, last time I checked, you don't got fucking Andy Reid or Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce or a Bieniemy for that matter, even though he left this year. Like they think that Josh Allen is on the same level. And just because you have a collective use of running backs for the Chiefs, the play calling is different. It's like, yeah, you got Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, but that's not good enough. Where the fuck is the defense? Where's the O-line? And then the Bills fans shut the fuck up. So, of course, comparing yourself to someone like the Chiefs is ridiculous if you're a Bills fan. You need to be able to get someone better than Singletary, Zach Moss, and all these fucking scrubs, that are, RB2s and RB3s. You need to end up getting someone like, a Nick Chubb, a Josh Jacobs. Then we're in business. But obviously, Bills fans are fucking stupid, I guess. And they just think that they can keep getting, these average backs and that's going to be okay. Now, obviously, it hasn't worked and it's not going to. I don't think every Bills fan's an idiot, but I mean, how many times do you have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and realizing it ain't going to work? You're not going to get past the Bengals or the Chiefs without a stud running back to take the pressure off Allen in the second half. 3-0 A's. Hell, the Steelers might end up being better than the Bills this year. So they'll find out real quick. Again, Bryce Miller, not locked in. Noda doubled the center. Ruiz scored. And again, it doesn't look very good early on for the M's. Next up, Zach Geloff. Come on, Bryce. And it shows you if you don't have a strong lineup, from 1 through 9, and even if you have Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, they have off days. And sometimes the A's are going to play like their playoff game against you. They're going to get hot, or you're missing your spots. So it's like I don't base it off starting pitching, anymore. Like, oh, Bryce is pitching, we won. Nope, it doesn't work like that. And plus, after the starting pitcher goes out, it's a whole nother ball game. Big swing and a miss. There we go. Come on, Bryce. I know you have someone waiting in the wings, right? But obviously, Saints fans, I think some are a little disgruntled. Some are okay with the move. Obviously, Sean Payton wanted to get someone he was familiar with from the Saints to bring him in, but he was coming off an injury. What do you think about it? I mean, you're the Saint fan. I'm the Buck fan. What do you think of it? Are you like good riddance? He can go with Sean Payton and try to make Denver better. Since you already had another kicker that was actually doing okay, or are you mad that they let him go? So. Because I know Big Nuts Will Lutz was a fan favorite in Nolans, but when guys get hurt, sometimes, people change their mind a little bit. I would not say Wu is good. He's like 2-4. He's got the ability to throw 8 to 10 Ks. One thing that he has improved on is not giving up 3 or 4 homers in 5 or 6 innings. He's cut that down to 1 or 2 or sometimes none, but he still isn't a complete pitcher. He's going to be in contention for the 5th spot with Emerson Hancock, but Hancock got hurt. So Wu is, obviously pitcher number 5 in our rotation, but I would not say he's good. Our good pitchers are Kirby, right? Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert. And then, we have a couple guys that we're trying to find who could be the 5th guy. Is it going to be Robbie Ray, Marco Gonzalez, who are hurt for the year? Will it be Brian Wu or Emerson Hancock? Or could it be someone else from high A, single A, double A, or triple A that we bring up that we drafted a couple years ago? Kryptonian in the building. What's good? How are you? Run DMG in the building. Yes. And we're trying to win, the most that we've, won in a single month, 21. But does this surprise me? No. Because when I looked at the lineup, I was like, uh-oh. Every time I look at the lineup, and if I don't say that's a B or an A lineup, I'm like, fuck. So it's like, okay, you got JP. I like that. Gino at the 2 for Julio. I don't like that. Cal at the 3. I mean, okay, I guess. Teoscar at the 4, fine. Ty France, but he has a wrist contusion, and he left after like the 3rd inning. So Ty France, question mark. Can you get hits? I don't know. Your defense is shitty today. You've already given up a couple hits off first base. Dom, he's hit or miss. Mike Ford has been kind of cold as of late. He used to get homers, but he doesn't anymore. Dylan Moore, hit or miss. And Rojas, I could say, he's way better than Colton Wong and Jose Caballero. So I like Rojas right there. But, I mean, that's a 5-hole, 6-hole, 7-hole, 8-hole, 9-hole. I mean, that's not good. I think I got, 4 guys or 5 guys? 5 guys that I have confidence in, 1 through 4 and 9. And then 5 through 8, I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe. And then obviously if Bryce isn't pitching like a god, look at what happened. We're down 3-0. But nothing has shown us that we can get any hits yet. And this pitcher is 1-0, Zach Neal. All right. But again, his ERA is about 7. So if we can just find a way to get some hits together, 6.88 ERA with a 1-0 record. If we can just find a way to rough him up, then maybe we can get him out, and then see what happens from there. But, all signs right now are pointing that we're going to lose again. But hopefully we can and turn it around. Well, I don't know if you can say that. I mean, we're all tied for first place in the American League West. So, I mean, we're all right there with each other. So I don't necessarily think the Astros are the best. If you asked MLB fans across the nation, who they think the best are, I still think the Mariners are better. Orioles when we're healthy and we have a full lineup. So, but again, things could shift very quickly. You could be in first place, and then all of a sudden, a week later, the Mariners could be in third, and then the Astros could be in first, Rangers second, Mariners third. So it's going to be a battle, and we'll really find out who the best team is at the end, because obviously the Mariners play the Astros and Rangers a lot at the end of September. Right as we go into obviously the last series of the Major League Baseball regular season. So we'll see. But if we get Kelenic back, Murphy back, Julio can stay healthy, we can get kind of guys rolling again. You never know. We'll see what happens. Plus for us, we've only had 4 good years out of 35 for me. 95, 97, 01, and last year 2022. So this is our beginning stretch of about 15 to 20 years where we're going to be good. This will be the best stretch that we've ever had. So no, Astros not the best. No. Astros won't be able to beat the Braves or the Dodgers, more than likely. But I will give you this. If the Astros do make the World Series, right, they probably, if they can get to the ALCS, they do have a very, very good chance to compete with the National League. They might be the only team that can. Like, I think the Orioles, if they can stay healthy and if they get there, they'll be like that new face. But, they probably would only win 2 games versus the Braves or the Dodgers. It'd probably be Braves or Dodgers in 6. But if it ends up being Astros Braves, that might be the only team that the Braves would lose to. And at least, me as a Mariner fan saying that hurts a little bit, but it's the truth. If they have everyone healthy with Altuve and Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker and Jeremy Pena, and, they got Verlander back, they could end up winning in 7 or maybe even in 6. They're that good to push the Braves to 7 games. And they could also lose in 6 games, like 4-2. But, the way that the Astros are built when they're not cheating, right, they can go very, very far. So, but you guys are cheaters like the Patriots. So no love here. Okay. Once you cheat, you're a cheater. Okay. So you got your World Series, right? But nothing's going to be able to take away from the black eye of the franchise. Just like the Red Sox cheated, Astros cheated, Patriots cheated, right? Other teams cheat as well, but you guys got caught and you did it the most extreme way. So, and that's no lies detected there. Seth Brown, 1 away. A dynasty of cheating. I mean, what does that prove for you? I mean, what do you think the rest of the Major League Baseball thinks of the Astros? Honestly, you think they're going to give you any credit for any of the shit that you guys have done? Come on, bro. Garbage cans, wearing wires, buzzers. Come on, dude. I mean, if you want to celebrate the Astros champions, that's fine, right? You guys can celebrate it all you want, but no one's going to give you the credit. You're cheaters. You cheated. Just like the Patriots, Belichick and Brady and all that. That's never going away. You can be in denial all you want, but you cheated, and you cheated in the most extreme way, and you got caught. So, yeah, you got your championships, but no one's going to recognize them besides Astro fans. Hey, Falcon. See ya, bro. Hope it was worth it for you. No, they did not cheat last year that we know of. But I didn't say last year, did I? You guys were fantastic last year. I'll give you that. But you can't just like every Astro fan acting like and brushing it off like the cheating didn't happen. Like, at least be like a man and be like, yeah, we cheated, but we didn't cheat last year. But you can't even get fucking Astro fans to at least admit that the cheating happened. That's the problem. Like, no accountability. Just admit that you cheated, and then other fans would be okay with you. But a lot of the fan base, you guys can't do it. Not necessarily you, Calvin, but people like Falcon. This is ridiculous, dude. That's why people don't like the Astros or the Astro fans, for that matter. Just take some accountability, and just be like, yeah, we cheated, we got caught, but now we're trying to get away from that, and we're trying to win clean. And obviously they proved, we think, last year that they won clean, right? That's the problem. Same thing with Patriot fans, not being able to admit that the cheating happened. Oh, Spygate, Deflategate, all the gates. That was a bunch of rumors. Fuck out of here. And I would be taking the same thing if the Mariners cheated. I would be hella embarrassed. Or if my hero wasn't King Griffey Jr. and it was Barry Bonds, I would be hella embarrassed. Well, I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking for every other Astro fan on planet Earth that at least has been in this fucking room. Popped up, 2 away. Yeah, but we're not talking about you, Calvin. You and me are good. Okay. We already got the mutual respect and we already know what's going on. But when I get some scrubs in here that are going to come in here and try to talk shit, they don't sub, they don't donate, they just want to come in here and talk shit. They can go talk shit somewhere else. Not here. I don't need the sub that bad, for someone to try to, be that way. So, and plus, most of those people that, say that type of shit, try to be a keyboard warrior, they don't even sub anyways. So I don't even fucking need them. It's like, what are you providing to the channel besides negative vibes? You don't donate, you don't sub, you don't like the videos, you don't share them, So I'm not talking about you, but people like Falcon. 3-0 Athletics. Yeah, I just want accountability. That's all I want. But it just seems like you just don't get it from Astro fans. Now the Patriots are goddamn terrible, and they're just cutting everyone. They cut what, Cunningham, Zappy. So obviously they're trying to find someone like Brian Hoyer to come back to Belichick and whatnot, or they're tanking on purpose, and they know Mac Jones is terrible, so that way that they can get a better quarterback in the draft next year, which possibly could be something that they're looking at as well. Because why would you get rid of Zappy when he's better than Mac Jones? Why would you get rid of Cunningham when he can help you win games? Exactly, because they can help you win games. They don't want to win games. They want to finish in last place. And obviously Belichick is just collecting a paycheck now. He knows there's no championships that are ever going to come ever again. The dynasty and everything is over. Next up for the A's in the top of the third, 0 for 1 with a K, DHing for Oakland, Brent Rooka. Batting second, 0 for 1, right fielder, Seth Brown. He's been a stud, homered against the Mariners. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a run, third baseman, Jordan Diaz. Let's go, Bryce. Let's take a look at Bryce's stat line, which is not good. Let's take a quick look at the stat line for the A's and the Mariners. All right. And then obviously in the beginning of the year, August, was it 28th? So we won 7-0 against the A's in game 1. Then the Athletics won game 2, 3-1. And then obviously we are here, game 3. We'll see what happens. But all right, let's take a look at Bryce. What are we at? All right, 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 4 Ks. And let's take a look at Zach Neal. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 K. With an ERA of almost 7, but it's down now to 6.16. And Butler with the big homer. That definitely helped the cause for Oakland. Come on, Bryce. Let's go. All right, 91 subs to get to 20,000. We're getting there. We're getting closer. 3-0 pitch for Miller. In the zone for a strike. 3-1 count. Brandon in the building. What's good, brother? How are you? But also, he was hurt last year, too, for a little bit, wasn't he? placed on waivers or released yesterday. Look at all the Angel players. They're just getting rid of everybody. Big swing and a miss. Let's go, baby. We need runs. We need hits. Shows you how important Julio is to the lineup, too. Like you have all these other guys that have potential, but they have to be able to be in order with JP Crawford leading off and Julio in the 2-hole. Like if you don't have that, and you don't have that momentum, we're not the same team. And obviously, it's sad when you're losing to a team like Oakland. But like I said, anybody can beat anyone on any given, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. I don't know about bowing down, but I'll give you some credit that I think that they're the only team that could win against the Dodgers or Braves. And I don't think you're going to hear anyone, especially a fucking Mariner fan, say that. So, I obviously try to keep it right down the middle and not be biased, but I'll give you that. I definitely think if the Astros overachieve and they can get past the Rays, the Rangers, the Orioles, the Mariners, all of the other teams, the Blue Jays, and they end up making it to the World Series, they're probably the only American League team that could win it. Most people got the Braves winning it all, or if the Dodgers somehow, squeak by them, most people would. Like, honestly, if the Braves make it, you would think that the Braves would win. But if the Dodgers make it, that's probably what the Astros want. They're like, oh, we can definitely beat them, because they're not full strength. So, but I don't even know if the Dodger fans think that they can beat the Braves this year. But again, that's why we have the playoffs. There's a long ways to go, and we'll see what happens. But I like a lot of your players, even though I'm a Mariner fan. I don't like Altuve, but I do like Jeremy Pena a lot. I do love Yordan Alvarez, but my favorite player on the team is Kyle Tucker. I would love to have some of those guys on the Mariners for sure. And obviously Verlander coming back was huge for you guys. We'll see if he can end up, making a difference. Should have never left. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. 1-1 count. Who do you think got a better shot? Georgia winning their third in a row or Astros winning back? Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question because Alabama's coming. You know what I mean? And obviously we know it's going to be probably Alabama or Georgia. It's got to be one of those two teams that's winning the championship. And who's to say that Georgia's going to win again? What about Alabama winning, right? And the Astros, yeah, I could definitely see them winning. Like I said, they're the only team that I think that could actually win 3 games in the World Series or more. I don't think anyone else could. I think anyone else is going to win 2 games. Regardless if it's the Orioles, the Rays, the Rangers, the Mariners, whoever. I think you're only going to win 1 or 2 out of those teams. But the Astros have the ability to win 3 and force Game 7 and lose, or win it all. And they can go, 4-3, win it in 7, or Astros win 4, and then the Braves, just play like shit, or the Dodgers and they only win 2. That could also happen, but I think that's the the reality of it. But I don't know if the Astros are going to be good enough to get there. Competition is a little bit more fierce this year compared to last year. Okay, as far as quality teams, there's about 6 or 7 quality teams in the American League and the National League. It's really just the Dodgers and the Braves, unless you get a team like the Brewers that end up being the new Phillies and they make some noise, but they're not in the same atmosphere, I don't think, right? And then with Georgia, yeah, they're good, right? And they're getting the recruits and all that, right? We get it. But I mean, I don't know. I would kind of assume that Alabama is going to get back on top. I mean, yeah, Georgia could win it again, but you would think Michigan, Ohio State, even if they're really, really good, I mean, are they going to be able to match up to the SEC? And the answer is no. Like, you can get to the playoff and you can match up, but SEC football, I mean, regardless if you watch Swamp Kings or not, with Tebow and Urban Meyer, but SEC football is a bunch of fucking grown men. Big Ten, they have some grown men, but instead of having, maybe a full team of grown men, Michigan and Ohio State have maybe 4 or 5 grown men and the rest are boys. On Alabama and Georgia, you got like 40 grown men, that are like a mini NFL team. So unless you get incredibly lucky or the star quarterback for Georgia or Alabama gets hurt, then maybe you can keep it a little bit closer. But I don't really see anybody on the Georgia or Alabama level. And the closest thing that we got will be like Ohio State or Michigan, something of that nature. But even that being said, you probably would have to combine Michigan and Ohio State to make a super team to go against Georgia or Bama. And even if that happened, you probably still wouldn't be able to beat Georgia or Alabama. And that's a big fact. So you think Ohio State could do it? Well, Marvin Harrison's great. Marvin Harrison Jr. is great. Really? And most SEC fans would never say something like that. What makes you think that? Defense, O line, coaching, the recruits, Marvin Harrison. Like you just think one. But what happens if he gets hurt, like he did last year? If he gets hurt, then he's out of the question, right? John in the building. What's good? Nice. Congratulations. Against the Padres. I mean, I think it would be great for college football if we got someone other than Georgia or Bama winning. Like if we could get the top dog from the Big Ten to win, because that's the team that's like third place. It's like it's always Georgia, Bama, Ohio State. Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, or Michigan. It's like, and that's what college football. It's so like lopsided. Like you got two teams from the Big Ten, two teams from the SEC, or unless like LSU ends up having a super team like they did with Burrow, Jamar Chase, Jay Jetta, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire, make them stare Helaire. But again, SEC football's on another level. But the Big Ten is close. Ohio State and Michigan sometimes are close, but close isn't good enough if you want to be a champion. So unless you get injuries with Bama and Georgia, then it's going to be a little bit more fair. But I mean, if everyone stays healthy, it's going to be tough. But also, too, you're seeing quarterbacks move on, quarterbacks coming in. But of course, recruiting. Georgia and Bama always get just as many recruits as Ohio State or Michigan, if not more. And they have more grown men and they have more players that develop into stars, in the SEC typically. Even though we can get some Aiden Hutchinsons, from Michigan once in a while, or Marvin Harrison Jr.'s, the Mike Thomases, the Zekes, the Chris Olaves. You're going to get studs there too. Malcolm Jenkins, you're going to get studs. It's just, Bama's just got so many more. Same thing with Georgia. Got him. God damn it. JP strikes out looking. Eugenio Suarez. Let's go. Come on, Gino. Let's go, baby. Pitch is outside. 2-0 count. Nice. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 count. 3-0 A's is hella embarrassing, but like I said, no Julio in the lineup. It's very hard to win. Regardless if you got, Kirby or Miller or Castillo, that's just not good enough. It's a team game, and the lineup has to be good. And the injuries are starting to pile up a little bit. And hopefully we can get all our guys healthy. If we can stay healthy, we have a good chance for the ALDS and the ALCS. If we continue to get hurt or Julio's not playing, wash that dream goodbye. Miller only with 4 Ks. Neal with 3. Pitch is low, and he walked him. There we go. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Let's go, Cal. Come on, baby. We need homers today. If we don't get any home runs while Julio's out of the lineup, I mean, kiss this game goodbye. I mean, it already is pretty much gone. But I mean, we can at least get something to re-energize the crowd a little bit. But it shows you, even when you play a shitty team in the division, it doesn't mean that you're just going to skate by. even if it is the Oakland A's or like the Kansas City Royals or the Nats. You got to be able to bring your A game. Cal, there we go. Let's go. Nice job, Cal. Nice job, brother. Next up, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Okay. Well, meeting on the mound. Time to get some runs, baby. Let's go. Time to get some runs. We're about to score. Let's go, Teoscar. I know we can get an RBI or a homer with him. Let's go. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. We're down 3-0. Let's go for a homer, baby. Teoscar! Yes! A 3-run blast by Teoscar Hernandez. Woo! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! Let's go! That's how we do it, baby. Yeah! Let's go! Hell yeah! Teoscar's been so big for us lately. Let's go! Fuck yeah. 3-3 after being down 3-0. That's what we needed. You got to talk it into existence. You know, everything looks shitty. Julio's not in the lineup. Everything looks bad. People want to turn the goddamn game off. I'm talking to Jerry on Instagram. I want to turn this fucking game off. So you got to have faith. You got to have faith. And then we end up getting a 3-run blast, and we needed homers. We needed them last night. We didn't get them. We were due for one today. Bang! That's what we do. That's what we do. Let's get this 21st win in fucking August. Let's go. Sometimes you got to keep the faith, even when everyone else is willing to give up, even Mariner fans, But again, I'm always going to keep it 100, and I'm going to be positive because, again, I've only had 4 good years of being a Mariner fan out of 35. I'm 41. I started watching around 5, 6 years old, so, I'm already used to us sucking and like losing it and not being able to come back. But this team is built different. 2022 and beyond, we should have about a good 15 to 20 year stretch where we're going to be much better than anyone anticipates. And regardless if we get Ohtani or not, there's a good chance in 15 to 20 years, if we still have Kirby, Julio, and Cal Raleigh, that we'll be able to make at least one World Series and hopefully a couple ALCSs. Maybe more than that. Let's go. Crypto. Let's go. Rodney. Let's go. Jerry. Come on, bro. I told you. I'm going to turn this game off. I was like, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Let's go, baby. That Mitchell and Ness Griffey t-shirt I got on right now for good luck, baby. Let's go, Teoscar. He's hot, 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 baby. And that's what we needed more than anything. Not more than anything. We needed a homer. Hell, I would have took a solo dinger just to get the bleeding to stop. Fuck this team. Here we go. Nice job, Teo. I mean, especially, we need Teoscar to be like Julio. Ultimately, we need you to be able to be as impactful as Julio has been. And honestly, you've been the right-hand man to Julio. It's like the Bash Bros with Canseco and McGuire minus the PEDs and the steroids. You got two guys that have been hot, and one guy's out, and the other guy needs to be electric, and he was. Mariner Moose, approved. Let's fucking go. 3-3. About fucking time. Golly. Oh, man. What a roller coaster of emotions, the Mariners. It's never easy for us. Goddamn, never easy for us whatsoever. And hopefully we can get Bryce going here. Let's take a look at the stat line. All right, let's take a look at Bryce. All right, what do we got with you, Bryce? 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, which is good, but only 4 Ks. Should be higher than that, okay? Come on, Bryce. Be the man. We need you. And let's take a look at the Athletics. I got to give them their love, too. All right, Zach Neal, you actually have done decent. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits. Besides that home run ball you just gave up to Teoscar. 3 earned runs with a 3-run smash from Teoscar Hernandez. 2 walks and 4 Ks. So you got the same amount of fucking Ks as Bryce Miller, except Bryce Miller, his ERA just went up past 4, which is not good. Then boy's ERA went up to 7.20. You can't be getting the same amount of Ks as a motherfucker that's got an ERA of fucking 7. Come on, man. Let's go. Get your head out of your ass. Let's go. Thank God we got that homer, though. And that might not be the only one that we get today. Thank God. Fucking A. Is this good? 6 home runs in 4 games. Is that good? Let me know. Let me know. Let's go, Mariners. Top of the 4th. We're knotted up at 3. Uh-oh. Popped up. Damn it. Perez with a little bloop. Soft single to center. Well, now we just got to pray for a double play. And then next up, the guy that had the big smash on us earlier, center fielder Lawrence Butler. 1-for-1 with a 2-run blast early on. Pitches outside, 1-0 count. Pitches outside, 2-0 count. Come on, Bryce. Crushed it. Come on, Bryce. 2-0 pitch. Popped up. Foul. Let's go, baby. Right on the corner for a strike, 2-2 count. Come on, Ems. Let's go. We got to feed off that momentum off that big Teoscar 3-run blast with Suarez and Raleigh on a board. Thank God that was a 3-run blast. I mean, I would have taken just a solo dinger or a 2-run blast, but to tie it up, at least giving us a chance to be able to win this game. And then once obviously both pitchers go out, I think that we'll be able to take advantage, and I think we'll be able to win this game by a run or 2. I mean, hell, if it ends up being 5-3, I'll take that after being down 3-0. But maybe we can end up getting on a little bit of a heater and we could end up getting to 6, 7, 8 runs. It's possible. God, our defense is atrocious today. Perez the second. 7 hits fucking on Bryce today. What the fuck? Yeah, Bryce don't got it today. Either Bryce don't got it today or the A's are just on, feeling confident after that win last night. But again, when you're playing without Julio, of course you're going to feel like you're going to win. If you're the opposing team, you're like, oh, Julio's not playing. No offense, no defense, no worries. We got him. I mean, I imagine that's everyone's mindset when they play the Mariners with no Julio in the lineup, which is understandable. I think Mariner fans feel the same way. No Julio, oh, we're fucked. A lot of them will jump to that conclusion. And a lot of times they may be right. Other guys need to step up. All right, baby. Come on now. Top of the fourth. We're knotted up at 3. Runners at first and second with no outs. We need a double play desperately. Yes, 1, 2. You ask for a double play, you get a fucking double play. Yes. Thank you, sports gods. There we go. There we go. You ask and you shall receive. We needed a double play desperately, and we got one of the best third basemen. That's a good two-way player. And Eugenio Suarez. I wouldn't want anyone else besides Manny Machado or Nolan Arenado. He'd be my third option. Bryce Miller says, thank you very much. There we go. One 0 pitch. Popped up. Let's get out of this inning. Ruiz chopped one foul. We got to limit Esty. We can't have him go off. Let's go, Bryce. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is outside and low. 2-1 count. And hopefully we can get a little rally going here in back-to-back innings so we can take the lead and never look back. Chop foul. Come on, baby. Let's go. Ruiz, right there, lined out. I like it. Yes, sir. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth inning, baby. Nice. Here we go. Let's not look back. Let's take a look to see who we got coming up. All right, we're going to the bottom of the fourth, halfway through the matchup. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1, left fielder Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 0 for 1, DHing for Seattle, Mike Ford. You're due for a homer. I don't know if I want to talk it into existence or not, but Mike Ford needs to homer today. And batting third, center fielder Dylan Moore. He's 0 for 1. Let's make it 1 for 2. Let's go, baby. I'm going to go check up on my pup here real quick in the living room, and I'll be back before the game actually gets going. So give me 1 sec. All right, I'm back. All right, let's go, Dom. All right, we just tied it up last inning with a Teoscar 3-run blast after looking absolutely pathetic down 3-0 to the A's. If we win today, we win the most games in a single month in Mariner history, 21. So this would be very, very big for our confidence with no Julio in the lineup. Sauer, what's good, bro? Well, Bryce is off. Ty France is injured, and the lineup doesn't look very good. And they started, going after us early. The defense has been suspect, but at least Teoscar is helping us, trying to at least win this game with a 3-run blast. So thank God for that. Oh, what a catch! Line drive. Gel off with the catch. One away. Come on, Dom. We're going to need you at some point in this game. Next up, DHing for Seattle, a guy that's going to hit a home run sometime today, Mike Ford. You're due. Let's go. We need you. We need home runs. Okay? We didn't get any yesterday. That's why we fucking lost. We got the big 3-run blast, but if we would have got that yesterday, we would have won. But we got it today, and we tied it up. So let's keep the momentum going. Oh, that one hit Mike Ford. He's going to first. There we go. I'll take hit by pitches and walks as well. There we go, Mike. Hey, it wasn't a homer, but I'll take it. Next up, center fielder Dylan Moore. Oh, King Griffey Jr., 13-time All-Star, 10 Gold Gloves, AL MVP in 97, All-Star Game MVP in 92, led the American League in home runs 4 times, 630 home runs. Yeah, he's kind of good. Ken Griffey Jr. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the 4th. 1 out, runner at first, 0-1 count. Let's go. Oh, double play? Fucking A. You got to be shitting me. Wow. Wow. Are they going to look at that to see if that? Wow. What a double play there by the A's. Good grief. All right, end of the 4th inning. That definitely ended way too quickly. If we didn't end up getting that big 3-run blast, yeah, this one would have been absolutely over. All right, let's go to the top of the 5th. More than halfway through. Next up, 2 for 2 with a ribby. First baseman, Ryan Noda. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K. Second baseman, Zach Geloff. And batting third, DHing for Oakland, Brent Rucka. Fuck, hopefully we can find a way to get out of this. Oh, what a game. Fucking tough. But I guess that's how it's going to be. If you don't got Julio in the lineup, everything's a fucking battle. That's big facts. How are you doing, bro? You at work? Where are you at? You in the bathroom, hiding from your bosses, watching the stream? And we have people usually at school as well, just in class with the earbud, not paying attention, just hanging out with NWSF, It's all good. How are you doing, bro? All right, come on, Bryce. Top of the 5th. We're knotted up at 3. Let's not let this slip away. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is inside. 1-1 count. Come on, baby. Let's go. Pitch is outside. 2-1 count. Pitch is high, but in the zone for a strike. 2-2 count. Definitely questionable call there. I definitely would have been calling a ball. Did they change the call? Oh, still 2-2. Should have been 3-1. Two pitch for Miller. Big swing and a miss. Got him. There we go. Nice job, Bryce. Five Ks for Bryce now. Let's go. Popped up. 2 away. Popped up. Rooker. Oh, what a diving catch. There we go, Dylan. Hell yeah. There we go. Nice job. Hell yeah. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth. That's what I like to see. A quick inning. Let's go. See who's up next. All right. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K. Second baseman, Josh Rojas. Let's go, Josh. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And he really isn't the same type of player unless he's back to back with Julio. When they're in there together, great things happen. But when you separate them, it just seems like they're just not the same team. And that's big facts. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a run and a base on ball. Third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino. We need you. Maybe Gino will go yard. We need someone to be able to take advantage here. Would like to see Mike Ford go yard before the game is over, but who knows if we'll get that. Let's go. Rojas. I like him, dude. A lot better than Wong. And I like him better than Caballero, actually, also. All my Mariner buddies are like, I can't believe this is happening. Well, you know, that's we know Julio, you know, right there. I mean, like I said, the lineup isn't really that good, and we're going to have to earn it. How's work going for you? How's everything going for you, Sauer? We only need 91, 92 subs to get to 20,000, which is great. So if anyone's in the room that hasn't subbed or liked or chatted, please do. It's always good to be able to get the interaction in the room. And it's nice to be able to get a little bit, a little bit of help from YouTube with the algorithm. Also, the better the Mariners are going to do, the better the stream will do as well. And we'll end up getting more subs, more views, more donos, which is nice. And we're only 91, 92 subs away from 20,000, which is awesome. I mean, I've been working really, really hard, to get over that hump. So should hopefully get over that hump sooner than later. And we've had a good increase. I think we've gained about 70 to 80 subs within about a week and a half, which is fantastic. All right, come on. Rojas popped up on an 0-1 pitch. Routine play, 1 away. Fuck. Next up, shortstop J.P. Crawford, 0 for 2 with a K. Come on, J.P. Come on, baby. We need you. Come on, JP. Do I need to put up a photo of you batting? Is that what we need? Come on, JP. Please. JP fouled it off. 0-2 count. Oh, yeah. Yes, we do. I agree. Plus, if we win this, this will be the most wins that we've had in a single month. 21. We've tied for 20 before, but this would be like record breaking for us. We want to keep that momentum going. Also, we don't want the Astros or the Rangers to take the lead from us. We're in a three-way tie, right? I don't know if some of the other games have finished yet, but I haven't looked at the standings. But pitches outside, 2-2 count. But I mean, if we have a couple bad games, we can go from being in first place, by ourselves, tied for first place, like right now, and then and then behind a couple games. So we got to stay hot. Oh wow! Pitch is high, out of the zone, called strike 3. This ump is terrible. Boo! 2 away. Next up, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. We need you. Come on, Gino. Behind in the count, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Check swing, foul. Behind in the count now, 0-2. Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, if you watch baseball, I mean, unless you're just living under a rock or you're only watching Cardinals. And of course, Julio with a lot of record-breaking stats, things that we haven't seen since 1900. So I would say, yeah, it's a pretty big thing, especially if you're doing something that hasn't been done in 123 years. Big swing and a miss. Got him. God damn it. Zach Neal pitching like he's fucking some kind of ace or something. Unbelievable. ERA of like 7, but he's pitching like he's got an ERA of like 2.5. Fuck. End of the 5th inning. We're knotted up at 3. And if it wasn't for Teoscar's 3-run blast, we would definitely lose this game, by 5 or 6 runs more than likely. But because I don't know if the Athletics are done, but hopefully they are, and we can add a few more before the game is up. Frustrating. But again, when you don't have Julio in the lineup, what do you expect? The energy is not there. We're very flat. So next up for the Athletics in the top of the 6th, 0 for 2, right fielder Seth Brown. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run, third baseman Jordan Diaz. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a K, catcher Carlos Perez. Come on, baby. Really like those Oakland uniforms. That batting helmet and that uniform, that's the best look that the A's have. Nothing against, with the whites, or the grays. Those are fine. Those look cool. But, I mean, nothing looks better than those greens. That shit looks fire, man. And obviously the yellow is, not for me. White one looks pretty cool. Gray looks normal, just like everyone else's standard gray. But something about the green, though. Fire. Come on, Mariners. We need you. Let's see what we're going to be doing with the Mariners. We don't have a pitching change just yet. Let's look at Bryce's stat line. All right, Bryce Miller, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. Neal, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. How the hell is Neal beating you out in fucking strikeouts? Come on, Bryce. Come on now. T's in the building. What's good? Well, again, when you don't have your normal starting lineup, everything is off. The crowd is flat. The energy is flat. Losing to the A's yesterday made everything flat. It's like, we had momentum, But then when you have George Kirby, with a late scratch, Julio with a scratch, Ty France going out in like the third inning, and then the A's win when we should have beat them, it definitely is hard to be able to bring that energy back, knowing that maybe Ty France isn't playing, which he did, but he's not really playing well. And then on top of that, we have no Julio for the second game. No Julio, no wins, typically. So very, very important to this lineup, as we know. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count still 1-2. Come on, baby. I mean, it could be worse. We could be sitting at 3-0 still. I mean, if it wasn't for Teoscar's one big swing, we wouldn't be tied up right now. So we actually legitimately have a chance to break the Mariner record of winning 21 games in a single month, and also not fucking losing to the A's and getting beat by them in a series, which is fucking disgusting, especially on how hot we were, But baseball is a cruel sport. Just like the NBA, the NHL, and the NFL, where you think you're going to win against a team because they're terrible, but if they're a divisional rival, that shit goes out the window. Records go out the window sometimes. We got Topa in the bullpen, which I like. I know he can finish this shit off for us for at least an inning. Popped up. Good communication there, not running into each other. There we go. One away. Come on, Bryce. Plus, I don't like afternoon matchups for the Mariners. We never play well. Like, I'm the type of guy that watches literally every game of the Mariners, all 162. I've done, I don't know how many games I've done for Mariners so far, 80 to 100 this season, maybe more. I don't know. But I know that when we play at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or noon or 1 p.m. Pacific, we're terrible. It's usually the last game of the set. The lineup is shitty. Pitcher might be good, but we never play well, regardless if it's home or on the road. It's always a fucking struggle. We're definitely an evening team, like most baseball teams are. Like you got a late game on the first game, late game on the second game, late game in the third game. It's a 4-game set, and that last game is like that early afternoon game. I hate the early afternoon games. I mean, if we played better, statistically, then I'd be like, okay, well, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't really feel the vibe a lot of times with the day games. But again, no Julio, and that's a big part of it too. Come on, baby. Let's go. 1-2 pitch from Bryce. Pop foul. Count still 1-2. Shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube and Twitter. We're only about 91, 92 subs away from 20,000. So anything that you can do on that end would be absolutely great if you want to help me get to 20,000 subs, which would be a great accomplishment. And commenting just to let us know that you're here as well would be great too. Bottom of the sixth, knotted up at 3, 1 out, 1-2 count. Come on now, let's go, Bryce. We got to get Diaz out. One-two pitch to Diaz. Chopper towards third. Gino got him. Oh, it was foul. Wow. Gino is incredible at defense. Unbelievable. On the run, too. I really feel that, as far as two-way players at third base, there's only two that are better. Manny Machado and Nolan Arenado. And then Gino's third, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think I would want anyone else. I mean, obviously, if Nolan Arenado and Manny Machado became available, yeah, that's an upgrade. But I love me some Eugenio Suarez. He's fantastic. Strikes out too much for my liking, like Teoscar, but still, defense is good. There we go. JP, 2 away. Sit down, Diaz. Next up, Esti Ruiz. Little routine play. JP, see you later. There we go. Yes, sir. Good defense by JP. Let's go, Mariners. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Let's stop fucking around. All right, due up for the Mariners. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 1 for 2 with a run and a K. And if we can get a homer from him, that would be absolutely fantastic. Don't know if we're going to get one, but it would be electric. Let's go, dumper. Batting second this inning, 1 for 2, and the hero so far with a 3-run homer. Right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Let's go, Teo. We need another. Maybe he'll go 2 home runs. He's done it before. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K. Injured first baseman Ty France. And obviously I was kind of surprised to see him in the lineup today with the wrist contusion, but obviously it's good enough for him to be out there. Yeah, but I'm just saying based off talent, we would never even get Machado. It wouldn't happen. There's no scenario where that would happen, but I'm just talking about Hall of Fame talent. Gino's not a Hall of Famer. Manny Machado is, right? Nolan Arenado is a Hall of Famer. Now, and of course team chemistry is great, but I'm just saying if the opportunity came, it's not like the Mariners would say no, especially if you can upgrade the position. And I love Gino, but Manny Machado and Arenado are Hall of Famers. So there's a little bit of a difference, but I do like what Gino provides. And for him to be, ranked maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, third baseman, that's pretty fucking good for a Eugenio Suarez, for a guy that, fucking reaches and swings and strike out, way too much, just like Teoscar, but also they provide, other things like, Eugenio Suarez with a little bit of leadership as well. So let's go, baby. Time to win this game. How you doing, Scott? What's good? You at work right now or are you off? Bottom of the sixth. We're knotted up at 3. Let's go, Cal. Just got off work. Nice. Popped up. Foul. Thank God. And shout out to who just subbed in the room out of the 20 people that are there. One of y'all subbed either on Twitter or through the chat. I appreciate you. 91 subs to get to 20,000. No, I'm not going to stream any more games. I'll be doing Florida Gators and the Utah Utes for college football tomorrow for a week number 1 college football, since we were in week 0. And I did reaction videos to Notre Dame and Navy and USC and San Jose State. And then I also will be covering the Dodgers and the Braves because Utah and Florida start at 5. And I believe the Dodgers and Braves are around 7 o'clock. So when the game is in like the third quarter, I'll be able to go back and forth with both games. Oh, you did. I appreciate you, Scott, very, very much. Pitch is high and outside 2-2 count. So just to give you a little bit of background on me, I've been a Mariner fan, since the mid 80s. I know I look hella young, but I'm 41. I met Griffey in his rookie year in 1989, got his autograph, met his dad, Ken Griffey Sr., and it definitely changed my life forever. And then my dad is a Dodger fan as well. Still got the rated rookie Don Russ auto. And I met Sandy Koufax. My dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s, and I met him at 10. And if those two things don't happen, maybe I'm not here today. And me and my dad are, he's still alive at this point. He's got diabetes and some health issues, but we still try to go to games as much as we can. And I cover not only the Mariners, but I do Dodger games and as well as other playoff teams if need be once we go to the playoffs. I do NFL, college football, MLB, NHL, NBA, college football, college hoops, NASCAR, AEW, WWE. So we really do it all here. And then I'll do reaction videos to college football and the NFL this season, as well as maybe a little bit of baseball if we get into the playoffs and go that route. So you really, if you're looking for a one-stop shop, it is here. And I've been grinding for 11 years. This is my 7th year on YouTube. We're about 90 subs away from 20,000, which is nice. And yeah, that's kind of just a quick breakdown of who I am and what I'm about. I live here in Oregon in the Pacific Northwest. And again, I've been following a lot of teams and whatnot. Duck fan, Mariner fan, Blazer fan, and the only team that I follow outside of the Pacific Northwest is the Bucks. And it wasn't because of Tom Brady. I'm a defensive guy, so I'm a Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, John Lynch, Rondé Barber, Mike Allstott guy. And so I could have been a Niner fan. Seahawks didn't really have the defensive players I was looking for when I was around 12 or 13 when I wanted to commit to a team. So I was like, all right, I don't want to be a bandwagon Niner fan. And they had Dion in 94 when I was 12. And I was like, okay, he ended up going to the Cowboys in 95. And that was really the only defender that I liked on the Niners at that point. But then Warren Sapp got drafted. Brooks got drafted. And I was like, these are like my guys, my type of intensity and personality. And then I've been a Buck fan since that time. So, yeah. Oh, grew up a Braves fan. Nice. Oh, nice catch. Oh, sorry, are you back like in the David Justice, Ron Gant, Sid Bream, Greg Maddox, John Smoltz, Steve Avery, Tom Glavine era? Are you talking about that type of era, or are we going further back like Dale Murphy era? And then Olympia Lacey, nice, nice. 82, the year I was born. I do have a link for you. If you end up wanting a link for your phone or your iPad or your computer, I do have one available for you. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and then send me a direct message, I can send you the link, and it'll be something that you can use. Like I said, if you're not at home, or obviously if you're not in that range with the Direct TV. Popped up, and there it is, an easy 1-2-3 inning for the A's. Dale Murphy, nice. And obviously a Northwest product out of Dale Murphy as well. Cowboy fan, okay. Yeah, I hear you there. Obviously, the Niners and Cowboys were the very intense rivals. Niners, a team of the '80s, of the decade, and then the Cowboys of the '90s. So I totally get it. Here, I'll throw up a Dale Murphy photo for you. Usually, what happens is when people donate, I'll usually throw up a photo of a favorite player that they have, past or present. But regardless of that, you being a new sub and whatnot, let's throw up some Dale Murphy for you. I appreciate you subbing to the channel. It means a lot. Lots of hard work has been put into this channel. So throw up a couple nice Dale Murphys for you. Yeah, I'm a big sports card collector, toy collector as well. So I've been collecting since the mid '80s, and I got to give you your proper Braves look. Let's see if I have it here. Let's see. Where do I have my Brave file? Where are you at? But I appreciate you and your support. And the Braves look like they may end up winning the World Series this year. But, I mean, it's very competitive in the American League. We're about 6-7 deep. And, Dodgers and Braves look like they're the cream of the crop. But it could be a team like the Brewers that come out of nowhere, like the Phillies. You never know, like last year. No problem, man. I got another one here for you, too. This one will give you throwback vibes, too. Yeah, and like I said, I feel even though I look young, I'm kind of an old soul. Half the fan base on the channel is under 40, and the other half is over 40. So I feel like I can kind of connect with everyone. Like I said, I can connect with the younger audience that's, maybe 13 to 20, and then obviously, from 20 to 40, and then everyone that's 40 and up. So, and I try not to have any kind of bias because, I mean, you get so many people that are haters that have this bias, and it's just fucking ridiculous. That's what, kills TV and podcasts nowadays. It's all for clicks. It's all clickbait. You know what I mean? And I just want to be able to show love to greatness wherever it's at, regardless if it's on the Mariners or if it's on the other team. So. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for subbing, and hopefully we'll end up seeing you back in the near future whenever you do decide to go, unless you're staying around here for the whole game. The Expos. Yes. Andre Dawson, Tim Raines, Gary Carter. Yeah. They had Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Oil Can Boyd. So obviously, when you talk with someone, you can definitely tell instantly, does this guy know sports or not? And like I said, this is my full-time job. It took me 10 years to go full-time. So a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But again, I read about 4 to 6 hours a day, and I'm covering all sports. So to try to be an expert on every fucking team and every fucking sport league is hard. But like I said, if you have the dedication and passion for it, then it ends up, it's still a job. But obviously, I'm doing my dream right now. And on top of that, I sacrificed a Michael Jordan rookie, a PSA 9, worth about $20,000 to $30,000 for the stream. So that way, I could buy the iMac and buy the all the items, the green screen, the microphones, the speakers, and all that. And I sacrificed that, about 7 years ago. And I knew it was going to go up. I knew the Jordan documentary was going to come out at some point. And, obviously going from a card worth, 5 to 7 grand all the way up to 20 to 30 grand. But again, if I didn't have dreams or goals, I wouldn't have given it up. But sometimes you got to sacrifice things to make your dreams come true. So, and I'll end up getting another Jordan rookie before I die. Believe that. Oh, I love the names. Horner. Yes. Brett Butler. Nice. Nice. Your mom tossed it? Yeah, my dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s, and he used to have Willie Mays, Mickey Mantles, rookie cards, Koufaxes, Drysdales. And, my dad just put them in the bike spokes. And then whatever he had left, he had a shoebox, and his mom either gave it to the neighbor or threw it out because they were like 1 to 5 cents for a pack. No one knew that they were going to be worth something. Well, I would have known if I would have lived back then, but yeah, my dad would be fucking a multimillionaire if he wouldn't have had that happen. That's for damn sure. I mean, imagine Mickey Mantle rookies and having like 4 or 5 of them and then just putting them in the fucking bike spokes. But that's just what people did. Oh, Mickey Mantle. Or if you were smart enough, I know my dad wouldn't put Mickey Mantles or Willie Mazes or Hank Aaron's or Koufaxes. It would be like the lower name guys. But even some of the lower name cards from like the 50s and 60s worth a shitload of money now, especially with these graded companies, that are out. Like if you can find a Mickey Mantle and it's like his 8th year card, but it's a PSA 10, it might be worth like 10 grand. It doesn't matter if it's a rookie or not. If it's a rookie, shit, then you're talking about a couple million, but just crazy on how valuable baseball cards are nowadays, especially the old ones. 3-1 count. Yeah, I met Koufax, like I said, in Griffey. So that was definitely a big, big deal. So I met Griffey in 89 when I was 7. Look at my fro, right? And then, got the autograph. Still have it to this day. Uh-oh. Ground rule double. And then I met Koufax when I was 10. My fro is still in full effect. And, best left-handed hitter ever. No roids. Best left-handed pitcher, even better than Steve Carlton from the Phillies or Randy Johnson, the big unit, one of my favorites as well. And my dad is still going. He's got diabetes and some health issues, but we still try to go to games as much as we can. Steve Garvey, Lopes, yeah, Ron saying. And Tacoma, yes. Dusty Baker, nice. I love the name dropping, bro. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it changed my life forever. I mean, if I didn't meet, I mean, it's like if I had a choice to meet like Clyde Drexler or like Gary Payton or I, meet Griffey and Koufax, it would have been, I would do it all over again. And I met Ken Griffey Sr. because he was there as well. So, yeah, it was definitely a life-changing moment for me, for sure. I got the actual photos that are blown up in frames in my room. I'm looking at them right now. So, yeah, special moment. I mean, especially if I was like, let's say, a Giant fan and my hero was like Barry Bonds. How crushed would I be today as an adult? Like, oh, I love Barry Bonds, or I love Jose Canseco, or Mark McGwire, and then you find out that they cheated. I mean, it just would have ruined it for me. So, yeah, University of Oregon as well. So, who are your teams or your favorite players like now? Do you follow all 4 major sports? Do you follow just like 1 or 2? Who are your favorite teams that you follow right now, and who are your favorite players right now that are playing, either past or present? I know you said Dale Murphy. You did. Mike Flowers, no way. That's awesome. 1-2 pitch. Oh no. That's gonna drive in a run. 4-3 Oakland. Yeah, big RBI double right there. Ruiz doubled the left. Allen scored. God damn it. That sucks. He said back-to-back dub sacks. I'm not sure if you can say that on TV, buddy. Oh, fucking SD doing SD things. SD big testes. All right. Just like Big Nuts Will Lutz going to fucking from the Saints to the Broncos. I guess it happens. Next up, first baseman Ryan Noda. Come on, Topa. Come on, Topa. We expect more from you, brother. Baseball Mariners, no favorite player from today's squad. Okay. All-time favorite athletes are Bo Jackson and then Junior. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I mean, obviously for me, I didn't want to claim and be a bandwagon Niner fan and whatnot because, like I said, I just didn't want to be that kid. So obviously, but for me, the people that I liked, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Dion, but I like Dion on the Niners in '94. That was a lot of swagger that he had there. But yeah, definitely Bo Jackson and Junior are up there for me as well. I mean, I still have vintage posters that I kept, from Bo Jackson and the Royals and obviously some Ken Griffey Jr. stuff as well. NFL Hawks right now, Bobby Wagner. Nice. I'll throw up a Wagner photo up here for you in a little bit. College football, Nebraska. Man, those teams in the 90s were something else, weren't they? Wazoo and then Auburn. It's terrible about the Pac-12 commissioner being so greedy, wanting so much money, and now the whole shit is broken up. Now I feel bad for Washington State, Oregon State, and the other two teams. So, Raleigh, safe. Wow. Come on, Cal. And college basketball, the Zags. Nice. I always like to get to know the new people that sub to the channel and build a little relationship with each person if they're willing to, have a conversation with me. So if the Zags could just get over the hump, it seems like they can get to the Final Four of the championship every year or every other year or every third or fourth year, but just they can't get over the hump. Maybe recruiting needs to be stepped up a little bit. They need to land the best player in high school or something, like a number one recruit, and then maybe that could put them over the top. But they've been really, really close. That's for damn sure. But the Seahawks look good. Like I said, they're going to definitely contend with the Niners for the NFC West crown. And even if they don't get it, and let's say the Niners win 12 and the Seahawks win 11, I mean, big deal. I mean, they might be able to go farther. So, and then Bobo made the roster, which was awesome, right? Seahawks look like they could do something special. Now, Jackson Smith and Digba getting hurt, that wasn't ideal, but, it won't be for the season. Tagging up, going home. Get him out. He had to have been out there. He had to be out there. We need a replay. He looked out. 5-3 A's. Look at the throw. He's out. The call is safe. Come on. The ball's there. He looked out. I don't know. I think he's out. He's out. High school basketball and football. Oh, nice. Wow, really? The Sonics move. Totally understandable. All right, well let's challenge this and see if we can. Good. They finally got a call right. He's out. I was like, you're not going to be able to just keep, pulling fast ones on us there and over and over and over. All right, so we're out of the inning, and it's 4-3 rather than 5-3. And at least the umps got that call right. Thank God. All right, let me throw up a Bobby Wagner here up for you while we're in the commercial break. And hopefully the Mariners can find a way to come back in this game. Not ideal with no Julio, but we're doing our best with what we have available to us. And nice for him to come back. Should have never went to the fucking Rams. That was I know NFL is a business, but I'm really happy that he ended up, going back home where he can be appreciated. So. And obviously he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So when his time is due, he'll be in there first or second. I mean, maybe they won't put him in first ballot because there'll be haters, but he'll be in the Hall of Fame at some point. We know that. Hit him with the Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. I see you. And he'll be very instrumental to, coaching up a lot of the other younger Hawks that are coming in. So Jack Sikma and Xavier McDaniel. Yes. Detlef Schrempf. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. The I-5 rivalry was always great, with the Blazers and the Sonics too. So, and hopefully they'll get a team. It sounds like, they're going to be one of two expansion teams or cities that will get a team, Vegas and Seattle more than likely. So I'll take that. Seattle basketball should have never fucking left, period. But, it is what it is. But I could say that on a lot of teams too. Like the Rams should have never left St. Louis. The Chargers should have never left San Diego. But, it's all about money, right? All right, we're in the bottom of the seventh. All right, come on, Dom. We need you. Next up, 0 for 2, left fielder Dominic Canzone. Go, Dom. Kirby Snead is in. Oh, Dom. Dom. There we go. There we go. Hell yeah. There we go, Dom. Brian Bosworth. Nice. Dave Craig. Yes. Kenny Easley. Man, you're just name dropping all day, every day. I love it. I love it. Because, with me, I can name drop for days. It doesn't matter if it's wrestling from, the 70s, the 80s, or 90s, or current, or if it's baseball, basketball, football, hockey. It's like either you're a sport fanatic or you're not. There's different levels to this. Some people are fair weather fans, there's bandwagon fans, average fans, right? And then there's fanatics, and that's what we are here. Let's go, baby. Nice double. Let's go, Mike. He's due for a homer. I said that earlier. And he got hit by a pitch earlier, but hopefully Mike Ford can cash in and be electric, okay? Because we need it desperately. Now, obviously, we can get good production out of Teoscar Hernandez, but we need Mike Ford. Come on, baby. City connects. Let's do it. Ford, a little blooper. Yes. Yeah. Go, go, go. Runners on the corners. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. It ain't a homer, but I'll take it. Yeah. All right. I had to open up the blind so I can actually look outside. Had the drapes closed. I think we're getting enough light in here on the green screen, so I think we're going to be good. All right, 4-3, runners on the corners, no outs. Time for the Mariners to cash in, baby. Oh, Gaylord Perry, nice. Alvin Davis, Jim Presley, nice. The Cruz connection. Come on, Dylan. We need you. Don't force it. Come on, baby. 1-0 pitch to Dylan Moore, 4-3. Oakland, bottom of the seventh, runners on the corners. This is a great opportunity for the Mariners. Pitches outside, 2-0 count. And we are one of the top two teams in baseball with the bases loaded, the Dodgers and the Mariners. So if we can force a walk here, that could be just as good as him swinging for the fences. And then after him, we'll have Josh Rojas, who should have been plugged into the lineup earlier last night if we wanted to actually have a chance. Here we go, 3-0 count. Let's go. Nah, we don't need to bunt here. Knowing if we bunted, then it would be a pop-up and we would be out. No point of bunting. Just take the walk. There it is. When you know, you know. Now we're one of the best teams in baseball with the bases loaded. Next up, Josh Rojas. Mound visit. Let's go. Let's go, Josh. We need you. Good opportunity. I think Scott has some good luck here. Scott came into the room. We were talking sports, subbed to the channel, and then all of a sudden, bing bong. Look at this. Now we're actually in a great position to win. Yeah, Rojas and Canzone. And we got Bliss from AAA, which we originally had in the farm system. Sent him to Arizona and got him back. And yeah, I mean, obviously we missed Paul Sewald. Him and Kelenic were the only two guys that were consistent, in the first 60 games of the year. And a pleasant surprise on offense and defense from both. I don't think Kelenic will mess up the chemistry. Bringing Kelenic back as well as Tom Murphy are much needed. We need depth because when they come back, there might be a high likely chance that other guys might get hurt. So we just need to be able to have everyone stay healthy, but you want to have that depth. And plus, if Kelenic comes back and he doesn't start or he's got a bad attitude or whatever it is, we got Cade Marlowe, who's kind of like Jared Kelenic 2.0. He's a lefty. He works the count. Decent at defense, pretty good hitter. So, but got him. Damn, Rojas with the strikeout. That's tough. Who do you send down? O'Keefe and yeah, that's a good question. That is a good question. Next up, J.P. Crawford. We send down the pitcher from yesterday. That's who we send. There we go, JP. Yeah. Go, go, go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go. 5-4 Mariners. I like Marlo, Rojas, and Canzone as well. I do too. Like I said, the thing with Jared Kelenic, though, that a lot of people wanted to give up on him even last year, if you got a lot of mental health, that you're going through, I've gone through it. Sometimes I still go through it. If you have anxiety or depression, it can really take over your life in a horrible way. And sometimes it's hard to get out of the gutter. So imagine seeing Cal Raleigh, George Kirby, and Julio, and it's supposed to be you also, but you get sent down to AAA. You're like, fuck my life. This sucks, right? And then you work your way back up, and then you get sent back down. Then you work your way back up. And then when he got back in towards the playoff push, even when he made like game-winning RBIs, they dumped the Gatorade on him, and he was pissed. He just wasn't mentally there. But then what did he do? He got with family, talked with his friends, and then ended up really trying to improve, his conditions, I feel. Then went into, Cactus League and ended up being the #1 player in Cactus League where he was batting like 350, had a shitload of homers. And I thought to myself, okay, if he can carry that over, the Cactus League and that Grapefruit League, the preseason, and then bring that over to the regular, Kelenic could be really good for us. And really, he was the only one as a team when we were batting 230. He was the only one that was actually good and consistent for us and actually hit the 300 number, in those first 60 games. He was the most consistent hitter we had, besides, I'm trying to think of anyone else that really was there. There really wasn't. And then obviously another consistent piece was Paul Sewald, obviously the closer. So, we got to take it. We got to take what we can get. But I don't like giving up on guys like Jared Kelenic. Now, of course, getting angry and losing your cool, losing your emotions, being a hothead, kicking a cooler, breaking your foot, that's stupid. But again, he'll learn hopefully from that. And I don't want to give up on people that go through some things like that. I think also Logan Gilbert, same thing. Mental health, maybe a little, depressed, a little anxiety, being a pitcher that was number one. Then Castillo came in, then you were number two. Then Bryce Miller came in, then you were number three. Then Kirby came in, you were number four, and he was 4-5. Now he's like 12-5. So sometimes, you just need to get run support, but you need to have your brothers around you to give you that support. So Ford, yeah. Yeah, well, Ford as a DH, he's just going to be like a lot of the guys that we've had, like a Carlos Santana. It's either going to be a home run or a strikeout, or like a Daniel Vogelback. Big tree trunks for legs, but you're either going to get a strikeout or you're going to get a home run. So not a whole lot in between. Every once in a while, some bloop singles and whatnot. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, Ford can't really play a whole lot unless he's filling in for Ty France at first base. And he hasn't really been hot like he was early on. So, I mean, I like Tom Murphy as our DH, so we can have Cal in and Murphy in. And obviously O'Keefe should go down, and we should bring up, Harry Ford. Harry Ford is kind of like a Buster Posey type of prospect. So if you bring in someone like that, that could definitely, challenge, obviously some of these other guys. O'Keefe is out of the question, but Cal Raleigh and Tom Murphy. Cal can get the homers, but these guys can't throw anybody out from the catcher position. I think Harry Ford can. So we'll see. 2 away. Yeah, but I think Tom Murphy as our DH should be the guy that should be there. Even though he's the backup catcher, he was really the only guy that was close to batting 300. Now Julio was pretty close, but I mean, when you don't really have anyone hitting 300 for the whole year, and you're batting 230 until Julio got hot, and then we got up to like 240, 243. But that's terrible for a team that's got one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. 230, like it's almost amazing that we're the record that we're at, even though it went up about 10 points when Julio went on that heater with like fucking seven, what did he have? 4, 8, 12, 17 hits in 4 games. So Mo Gumbo, how are you, bro? Sour, what's good? Let's go. Come on, Cal. All my Mariner fans buddies are at work. They're like, sometimes I'll try to watch the stream, either of the game or me to kind of, okay, what the fuck's going on? I mean, seeing it on your phone is one thing, but it's like being able to get a little bit more insight is, helpful. Good luck on the road, Mo Gumbo. I appreciate you very much with your generosity to the channel. It means a lot, man. There'll be a lot of people. Some people will donate heavy to me. They'll donate 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, for a single donation. The biggest one we've gotten is 1,300 for a single dono. That's a fucking fuckload that someone like believes in me that much, or even people that do 500 or 100 or 50, and you are one of the heavy hitters, and I appreciate you, man. Yeah, Mo Gumbo came in and donated 50 for Paisley's birthday, after the chair shot, and now we're on good terms, and even donated $50 to be able to take my girl out to dinner, a few days back over the weekend. So, you never know. Some people, you'll have a good connection with, they have the respect and they want to be a part of something special, and then you get people like Beefy that owed me $50 and wouldn't apologize, didn't pay Sarah back, and he's no longer part of the channel. So, Just because you have money doesn't mean that you can treat people a certain way. But I guess some people that are rich and entitled feel that you can do whatever the hell you want if you have money, and that's not the case. So that's why Beefy's not a part of the channel no more. Popped up. All right, 1, 2, 3. We added there, but hey, we got a 5-4 lead now. Let's go. When we were down 3-0, it didn't look good, but you just got to believe. No Julio, no problem. Let's go. All right, Paisley is getting picked up from my ex-girlfriend. So I have to pack like a to-go bag because she's going to be gone for about a day and a half. So I should probably pack that up. So give me just a second while I pack this little to-go bag for her for food and whatnot, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Just had to pack some food, some greenies, some little dog cookies and whatnot. She's the pup, so I got to take care of her. All right, we're in the top of the 8th. 0-2 count, 5-4 Marinez. Rooker in the box, who's the DH, is actually pretty good, but not today. And then Brash. Got him. Let's go. Let's go, Matt. Brash looks like he's got his heater on. Let's go. Let's go, Matt. We need you, Bowie. Let's go. Pitch is outside. 2-0 count. Don't be something that you're not. Just be the best version of you. Get us out of this. Let's win. Refuse to lose, baby. I'm telling you, Sour, like I said, I sometimes, I can go back and forth with people, right? And sometimes it'll be just like a timeout or someone that'll get booted or whatever, maybe temporary or lifetime, right? But you usually don't have people where that happens, where they actually show love and appreciation, to the channel and to me, where they if you do get timed out or banned or whatever the case may be, and then you end up trying to support, that typically does not happen. People part their own ways, and either someone's trolling or they just go cause toxic behavior somewhere else, or if they like to be a certain type of way, certain people love to argue. But I don't think Mo Gumbo is really any of those pieces. He's been a part of the channel, since the early days, and I'm just glad it ended up working out. And obviously, he's got a generous heart too. So Rookert is second. Come on now. Hope you're doing well, brother. Where are you going to? I don't know if you can type, but if you're driving right now, where are you going? You need Ty to get a hit, and you win 50. He's injured though with the wrist contusion though, so I don't know what the chances of that happening. I mean, he's 0 for 2, and the wrist is bothering him. I'm actually surprised he's actually playing today, to be honest. Yeah, I know you're going to be going pretty soon. Hi. You're going to get picked up here pretty soon. Okay? Come here. Got to get a little last minute snuggles, before my pup goes. So, yeah, no Julio in 2 games though, so don't be too shocked. You actually got to look at the who's playing in the games. It's not just who's pitching. You have to look at the starting lineup. You have to look to see what injuries are there. Got him. Let's go. Nice job by Brash. Take that. Take that. Yes, sir. Mariner Moose is approved. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 8th. Next up for the Mariners. Nice electric back end of the game after we started off so slow and so bad. We actually might win this. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3 with a run and 3 RBIs, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez, who's been hot, and very electric, just like Julio Rodriguez. Come back soon. We need you. Big facts. We need you desperately. Let's go, Tail. Batting second, so he can win some money. Someone needs to get a hit to win some dollars. Ty gets a hit, and then what happens? Dollar bill, y'all. You got to win the money. It's all about the money in sports betting. But I don't know, man. His risk contusion might be too much, but I'm hoping and praying for you. Ty France will get a hit, just like a single, so you can win some money. And batting third, left fielder Dominic Canzone. Let's go. Time for Dom to get a hit, too. He's got one for three, but, it's like sometimes you want a little bit more, especially when you, trade Seawald away. It's like you want to see as much as possible out of Dom and Rojas, and they actually have produced, quite a bit, more than I think fans were expecting. And so it made the trade a little bit like not hurt as much, because obviously Seawald was so consistent for us. And Kate Marlowe filling in for Jared Kelenic has been a nice surprise too. So Luis Sosa says, go Oakland. Let's go, baby. The magic number for the Mariners is 5 runs or more and typically 7 to 10 hits. And we're at 5 runs, 6 hits. So Mr. Williams in the building. Oh yeah, yeah. It's cool to be able to see the growth, and where we were and where we're at. And again, I'm 41. I've only seen 4 good Mariner teams in my life, and I've been watching for like 35 years. I mean, talk about depression. I mean, which I also have. I don't think it's because of the Mariners, but that anxiety and depression sometimes comes out as Mr. Williams is dropping some $3 donos to get some support for your boy, which I greatly appreciate. Donos have been a little low yesterday and today, but on the bright side, we gained like 20 plus subs just last night. So in the matter of about a week, we've gained about 70 to 75, which is more in the previous like month or two, which is awesome. So we're getting closer to 20,000. We are, let's take a quick look. We are 91 subs away from the number, which is pretty exciting when we were about 160, 170 at one point. It's like I usually go about 100 or 200 over 20,000 or 100 or 200 under, just depending on fickle fans or people I have to boot or kick off the channel or whatnot. But I would love to get 20,000 and then not look back, and then we can just go to 21 and 22 and not hover around the number anymore. So Mr. Williams, $3 holla. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. And Sarah's got the flu, so she's not in here helping. So I haven't had a mod in here doing their duties. So out of like the 5 or 10 that I have, some that I can, that are working, some that are going to be able to do the job. So sometimes, even if you have 5 or 10 mods, sometimes you have them in the room and sometimes you don't. But we got one in right now, and I appreciate you helping out with the donos. And like I said, no one likes to work for free. And yeah, we're very, very, very close, bro. We're getting close to getting that 20,000 number, and I'll probably do a giveaway once we hit the number. And it's like I said, some people can gain subs when they get in front of an audience through YouTube's algorithm. But for some people like me get hated on, you don't get those same kind of opportunities that other people do. If you just get in front of the right type of people, you can gain 50 to 150 subs in a night or two. But if you don't get in front of those people, or if they don't actually put you in the algorithm, hell, you might go months without a new sub, or maybe just a couple. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I feel that with me, not being with the ex-girlfriend, and then being able to have more flexibility instead of 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now I can do reaction videos and I can do other things that I think this is where you're going to really see us blow up, which is going to be cool. How are you doing, Mr. Williams? Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. $9 holla for mental health. And Paisley's getting picked up, but it's not. I'm not going to get in any like depression mode. But I'm going to miss her. She'll be gone tonight, tomorrow, and I'll get her Friday morning. So. Thank you, man, for the mental health. $9 dono. Thank you, man. You're the only one supporting today. So sometimes, that's what happens. Sometimes you get the heavy hitters. Sometimes, I guess people like to watch people work for free. I guess, especially since this is my full time job too. Appreciate you. $9 holla. Thank you. Every dollar counts, as you know. And obviously, people that are mods or heavy hitters, they understand. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $9 holla. Any photos you want to see for Dodgers or Rams or any of your teams, you let me know. I got you. How's work going and how are you? End of the eighth inning, 5-4 Mariners, which is a damn, I don't know if it's because newbies that are watching on Twitter or YouTube, some are spies, from other networks. Some are just shy people. Some might be intimidated by me or some of the mods and the people in the room at certain times, but there's nothing to really be intimidated about. It's just, if you're going to come in here, you come in here with respect. You don't come out here just talking shit, and as long as, you're not a keyboard warrior and you have some chat etiquette, you'll be fine. You might end up being one of my best friends, or we might be boys. Hell, if you like wrestling and football, we already have a connection, right there. But again, sometimes people come in here mouthing off like they do on every other channel and they get away with it. But here, it's like I'm not so desperate for subs, views, and donations that if someone's coming in here, I'm just going to let them stay. And that's really what every other bigger YouTuber does. They just take the abuse because they know a mod will handle it. But I mean, if you have mods, should it really be their job to deal with assholes all day? They have to do that at their own work. Now they have a second job modding for a big channel, and then all they have to do is just have to deal with assholes all day. No, not my channel. So I make sure that the mods actually get to watch the game and hang out, and they're as, pretty much as stress-free as possible. That's worth something. I mean, if you're a mod for a channel, that's how it should be. But as we get bigger and bigger, more trolls, more assholes, and then we'll have to regulate, like Warren G and fucking Nate Dogg. But we'll figure it out, We'll figure it out for sure. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support. And, Mr. Williams, like I said, always supports whenever he can. Sometimes it'll be 5 or 10. Sometimes it'll be 50, 100, 200, 300. So I appreciate you. How are you, Dale? How are things going? We're going to the top of the ninth, 5-4 Mariners. And hopefully I don't have to leave when something crazy happens. But my pup is being picked up by my ex-girlfriend probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes. But I got a to-go bag just packed, so it should be good. Brown did not. Brown is 0 for 4. 5-4 Seattle, baby. To be honest, I haven't even looked ahead because, I mean, this game was so early. It takes me usually about an hour of prep to make a thumbnail and get all the photos prepped, the lineups prepped, and everything. So usually when I do this as a full-time job, I read for a couple hours. Then I go in and do the thumbnail and the prep of the channel. Then I end up doing the stream, and then I look to see what's going on after, unless I've had a chance to see what's going on. So I can't give you an honest prediction, at least not yet. Let them know, Mr. Williams. I think it's one of those things too that, as you know, like when other people are donating, then other people are inclined to donate. But if they don't see a heavy hitter or people donating, then I think it's one of those things where it's like, when people donate and it's like a dono trade, it's like a snowball effect. If no one donates at all, then it's going to be hard to be able to hit your goal unless you got someone really special that will take care of you at the end, right? But when people are donating early and often, then it's just a kind of a continuous snowball. So, and we will get to that point. 2-0 pitch for Munoz. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 count. You're at work. Nice. Yeah, and sometimes people don't say hello, which is kind of weird. People can say hello. Let me know who you are, what your name is, what your favorite teams are. Let them know. Throw out the first. Got him. One away. And plus, this is my full-time job, right? Oh, yeah, you can. But anyone that's willing to sacrifice a Michael Jordan PSA 9 rookie that's worth $20,000 to $30,000 for their dream, okay? Like how many people on planet Earth would do that when the card is going to be worth over $100,000? How many people have $100,000 just sitting in the bank right now, or will even see $100,000 ever in their lifetime? Not many. So for me to be able to swoop that card in LeBron's rookie year in 2003 for $1,000 and then to be able to get about $6,000 or $7,000 of equipment at one point to be able to get the shit off the ground, and then now it's worth 20 to 30,000. Think about that for a second. So some people, will do this as a hobby, but this is my fucking legacy. This is not for fun. Like, this is a full-time job. I'm a CEO. I'm a boss. I built this shit from the ground up. So, anyone that can chat, it's encouraged. Anyone that can like the stream, it would be awesome. Sharing is cool. And then anyone can sub and donate. I mean, that's the ultimate sign of respect and love, and that you're really supporting, That's fact. You can say ask all you want, Scott. You already have a good relationship with me. You were name dropping right from the start, so I already knew the bond was right there. If we're in the man cave, we're drinking a beer together, we're talking about Dale Murphy. Now, just talking about Elliott, about the Padres being ahead of the Cardinals, and then they fucking lost. It's tough for the Padres. Yeah, Scott just came into the channel, and then when the Mariners were losing, and then subbed to the channel, we had a little combo. Have a couple things in common of kind of where we grew up and where we're at in the country and what we're doing and who we like, and yeah, he's a good luck charm. Got him. Let's go. Let's go. You never know what greatness might just show up in the room. It's like all of a sudden, we're doing the stream and we're doing shitty, and and then all of a sudden we're just blessed with Scott Howard's greatness, and then bang. Look at this, it's great. And I apologize if I keep looking down at my phone, but I got to make sure I don't miss this text or call for Paisley, so that way I can get her out the dough. And then that'll be a time where she's back here with me sooner than later. All right, top of the ninth, 2 outs. Nick Allen, 0-1 pitch. Uh-oh, for a strike. 0-2 count. Let's go. Let's go. Scott Howard, a.k.a. Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf in the building. Let's get this fucking dub. Down 3-0. No Julio, no fucking problem. Popped up foul. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. What a comeback if we win this. Like, seriously, we have no business. There we go. Allen, flight out to left. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Here's the pop-up. Tom. There we go. We cannot lose to the Athletics, baby. We need to be in first place in the American League West. Reflect in the building. W, all my Mariners fans. Yee! Y, we got to respond. Y, E, 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 E. And then we also got to do the Mariners girl as the meme or GIF, So I got Mariners girl. And then she's the one that I use on the Twitter in my posts, where she's eating the cotton candy and she's just losing her goddamn mind. Right? That's the message. So let's turn that on. Go there. Okay, send. Let's go. And then they got another version where she has like a Goku kind of like the Dragon Ball Z, like she's like hulking up, and then she says fuck afterwards. So we'll do that one as well. Thank you, Reflect. I appreciate you. Yeah, last couple streams have been a little light, but we had a good following yesterday, and we gained over 20 subs. So within just the last few days, we've gained like 75 to 80, which is more than I did in the month before or even the month before that. So within just a matter of a few days, the reaction videos on top of the Mariners just playing awesome. And since I'm really the only full-time Mariners streamer that does every game, we're going to get some more traffic. And it's nice to be able to see, instead of maybe 15 or 20 people in the room, now we're getting 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, sometimes in the 60s. And then if we get a little boost at one point, maybe 100 to 150. But hopefully we can keep growing where we can have 50 to 100 on the regular. And then when we get to the 100, we 100 to 150 regular, then 500, then 1,000. And then where we're going to be at once that fucking happens. Yeah, well, he's a little bit hurt. So not necessarily a scheduled day off. He missed yesterday as well. So about 5 minutes before the game, they scratched him. And then obviously before that, thank you, John, like in the stream there on Twitter. Um, and then Kirby was scratched about an hour before the game, and I gotta turn this down. And then after that, Julio about 5 minutes before. So I don't know if it's bubble guts and the shits, something happened there. But with Julio, it sounds like he's just nursing an injury. So we'll see where it goes. Let me see what the newbie says. Let's look. One sec. I'll see if there's anything. Is there anything additional? Let me look real fast. I got a couple people that, they give the info there, and they're like, you get the beat writer people, and you get the people that are kind of in the loop, but nothing new. So nothing new, based off that. So it's a little bit more than just rest, but I don't think it's anything really severe. But most wins in August ever, 21. And Reflect is like, hey, well, let's do a $21 dono, huh? That sounds like a good thing to do. Nice to be able to see some goats come in here with the support. It means a lot. And again, even though it was super light yesterday, we gained like 25 subs. So if you end up having a lower day and that happens, you'll take that. $21 dono from 21 wins, the most the Mariners from Seattle have ever had in a single fucking month in their fucking existence. Bang, 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 boom, 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 stacks on stacks, a little racks on racks. How about some Cactus Jack? Bang, bang, $21 dono. Thank you, brother. Feels good to be a Mariner fan, especially if you've been a Mariner fan since the 70s and 80s, like a lot of us that are in the room. You definitely have a different vibe compared to someone that has been a fan since maybe 2000 and on. No disrespect to the people that are 22, 23, 24 years old or under, but the process of being a good team and a bad team, if you're just kind of watching, it's like you don't really understand pain unless you've been a fan since the 70s or 80s, because we've only had 4 good years in the last 35. It really is nice. Reflect, we like them moves. We like the donos. Yes, we do. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for name dropping Dale Murphy and going in the blast of the past. I am an old soul. I look 41, but some people think I might be 21 to 31, but I feel my soul might be 51 to 91. I feel like I'm kind of an OG because I love to read and I love to be able to learn from a lot of y'all as well. So everyone be cordial to Scott Howard, the GOAT. And he will be back. Good luck, Charm, aka the Teen Wolf. The Teen Wolf will be back. We will see you very soon. Appreciate you. We're making moves, dude. This could be a very, very big year and a half for me. This could be like the biggest year and a half. From here to the end of the season. And then going into next year could be very. And think about this: we're in year 2 of Mariner greatness, 15 to 20. Can you imagine, even 5 years from now, where we're going to be? 10 years? I mean, not just me, but Mariners? Man, it's going to be crazy. We on a freaking roll, baby. Let's go. Really? Is that what they're saying? Yeah. You know what? Because I feel that, everyone thinks, things are like a cold or a flu, but it's like, when you have a pandemic, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, one day we all decided, nope, yeah, we good. No more mask, but you got to think there's still people that had it that haven't got over it. They ended it, the mandate with the mask stuff, but that didn't mean like every person that just got it within that 2-week period or month period before they cut it off, might still have passed it on, to some people as well. Let's go, baby. What do you want to see with your donos? Where do you guys want to see? Let's get a dog to a hundo. That would be good. Someone needs to be able to step up and help out when Sarah is gone. Sarah's got the flu, so we will all pray for Sarah to get better, and hopefully she'll be better tomorrow. And we just want to be able to have every member that is appreciated and loved here on the channel based off their hard work. We don't want anyone to be sick when they don't have to be. So hopefully she'll get a little bit better and she'll be in. I told her to take the day off. It's like, if you got the fucking flu or cold, take some medicine and go to bed. I mean, if that means getting like a 0, and maybe that would have happened anyways. But when you have someone helping out, like, hey, sub, donate to the channel, so I don't have to say it 50 times and look like I'm begging. You get people that pretty much are the amazing people, part of the NWSF, that step up in that role. And when you don't have that, it's not like I'm gonna say it 20 times to make up for it. It's just like sometimes you got to take your losses, and if someone's going to support, they will. If they don't, they don't. And then tomorrow's another day to shine. So like yesterday, low day, but gaining 25 subs or $20 and less in donos. Yeah, that part might be not good, but the 20 to 25 subs, that's good. Especially in one stream. Like, I would love to have that happen every stream. That would be great, but that's not going to happen. So, but let me know what you guys want to see for photos as I keep glancing at my phone here. And then we can kind of go from there. And then, like I said, Paisley's going to get picked up here in a couple minutes, I assume. So I just want to make sure that she is ready. I had the harness already put on her, and I got a to-go bag. So, and I won't see her for a little bit, but I'll be all right. I'll keep grinding. And then tomorrow we got Utah and Florida, college football week number 1, an amazing matchup. That was amazing last year. There'll be some pros on those squads there. And if you actually watched a Swamp Kings, the Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow special with Brandon Spikes and everything. Oh my God. I mean, if you want to be able to laugh and cry and fucking feel motivated like a motherfucker, like if you're talking about passion, like regardless if you love or hate Urban Meyer, you'll see him in a different light after watching this documentary. It's like we see the dirtbag Urban Meyer with the Jacksonville Jaguars kicking Lambeau and, maybe, cheating on his wife or not or whatever, but then also understanding the mental health, how his background was military father and military, I think, cousin or sister. So he taught and he kind of coached like in a military fashion. And obviously going from a coordinator, then Utah, then Florida, then Ohio State. But to be able to see all the controversy and all the crazy shit that was going on, they don't show or talk about everything. There was probably about 10 bullet points that they left out of big things like Aaron Hernandez, the Pouncey twins, Cam Newton, and a few other big things. But the emotion that you get to see behind the scenes in the locker room, them talking shit to each other, and them like, the pep, the pregame speech, the halftime speech, fuck these motherfuckers, we're going to end them, like just being able to see like the emotion on how good. And it also makes you remember how good Florida was in that stretch when they were, in contention of winning a championship for about 4 years in a row. And it's just a very passionate, cool one. The Johnny Football one is good. So that way you get to learn that he's a party boy and he never wanted to be in the NFL. He just so happened to be so talented that he won the Heisman as a freshman and, just wanted to party, wanted to hang out with girls, party with his boys, But if you watch the Swamp Kings, I guarantee you it'll be one of your favorites when it's done. And if I already had a Florida connection being a Tampa fan, so I already, when I was growing up, the two teams that I watched in college football were Oregon and Florida because of Steve Spurrier, the spread offense, the run and gun. And then they had Danny Werfel in 96, Jaquez Green, Rydell Anthony, Ike Hilliard, 3 wide receivers that all went to the NFL. And I thought it was the coolest shit ever, but it was exciting to be able to kind of watch that franchise grow and then to see the Urban Meyer part. So yeah, awesome. Nice win. We got it. Hey, we played like shit in the beginning. Teoscar stepped up, got a little bit of momentum late. And then, that's how you end up winning a game that maybe you don't deserve winning. You find enough, with Teoscar and then obviously with Crawford with that big single and then getting a few guys aboard and then moving it forward. So JP Crawford, baby, let's go. No, I don't think necessarily about that. I mean, the guy had a lot of talent, but the thing is if you're already taking, photos and pictures with Drake, and no one really knew about the whole autograph story and everything and the fabrication of his family being rich and all that. But he ended up having my wide receiver, Mike Evans. So obviously when you have an NFL receiver who's going to go to the Hall of Fame that he was throwing to, that was part of it. But Johnny was special. Regardless if you love him or hate him, you sound like you're a hater towards him. I love him. Because the thing is, unless you have gone through addiction, depression, anxiety, you don't understand. It's easy to be able to judge, if you haven't gone through those things, but if you have, and you've been able to battle back and then actually make it, like I said, you have a different respect for someone where some people might look at him as a negative person or a bust in the NFL. But for me, like, he was one of the most energetic, probably must-see TV quarterbacks that I've ever seen besides maybe Michael Vick when he was at Virginia Tech. Like, I watched every game. And, sometimes the story doesn't pan out. The guy's alive. Anytime if you have a, suicide or you contemplate that, there was a moment in that Johnny Football special, maybe Johnny Football is not with us. So you got to be able to look at it from a different perspective. For me, I thought he was great. I loved watching him. I didn't want my team to draft him. I wanted, I was thinking Mike Evans would be smart. But again, not everyone is built for the NFL. A guy wanted to, do drugs and drink and do pills and drink and hook up with girls and drink and then hang out with his boys. You see what I'm saying? Everyone can look at someone as a negative figure in life, like that Ryan Leaf also too, a guy that was a bust, right? But what happened? Ended up getting into, some other business ventures after, obviously could have not been on earth anymore, turned his life around, and sometimes you can end up getting into like the wine business or find other business ventures. So, the more that you read about these guys, you start to learn, the perception of someone, if you did something bad or negative, that doesn't have to define you for your legacy overall. So I got to take Paisley to get picked up. So give me about 2 minutes and then we'll be back. And then we'll talk about Mariners and Johnny Football and Swamp Kings, because if you're not a fan of them, amazing. You have to watch those documentaries. They're so fucking good. Give me 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Paisley is picked up. Yeah. But I mean, for me, like I said, I feel that I can vibe with pretty much anybody of any age, any race. It don't matter. I did phone sales for over 20 years of my life, and I talked to some of the rudest people on planet Earth from Boston and New York. To be able to get someone's respect on the phone, and if you're talking to someone from Boston and New York, you better be the top of the top, the cream of the crop. Otherwise, you're going to get hung up on. And also just being able to learn different personalities, not just from the East Coast, but just all across the country. A lot of us are going through a lot of struggles, and like I said, it's, some people, are going to look at an athlete and it's just negative, negative, negative. And sometimes, you got to be able to know the person's story. And then, it could start off as, this motherfucker's a bust. I'm a fucking Todd Marijuanovich, fucking Jamarcus Russell, Johnny Football, or Tim Tebow. But then you actually see that, just because you didn't maybe make it in the NFL doesn't mean that you're not a Florida Gator fucking legend like Tim Tebow. And after watching that documentary and going back in time, when I remember watching every game of Florida and how good they were and the recruiting trail for Tebow and Urban Meyer and who they had there was Spikes and all the other talent, Percy Harvin. Fuck, dude. Like I said, I don't usually get too like juiced up. And obviously the Johnny Football one I thought was cool because you got to see the footage of, they replayed some of the cool highlights, and especially that Bama game. That's the one that everyone remembers him in. But then you get the behind the scenes shit. But in the Swamp Kings, when you watch that, I'm telling you, Urban Meyer, started off to me as someone that I looked up to, kind of like Chip Kelly, or like, Nick Saban, some of these upper echelon coaches. But we know a lot of cheating goes along in college football, illegal recruiting, money, cars, envelopes full of money. Somehow you have a duffel bag in your room, even though you didn't give anyone a key. You open it up and there's 10 grand in there. That kind of stuff was on the regular with college football and college basketball, right? Boosters and people that are supporting the program. But if you watch Swamp Kings, I mean, the energy, because they show behind the scenes, like in the huddle, they show shit like in the locker room, the type of workout regimen, these motherfuckers were training like they were going to Iraq, like literally. And they'll say that, like you have no idea what it took to be championship level. And if they didn't do like workouts at midnight, and obviously, a lot of these dudes wanted to party with the girls there at Florida, a lot of hot girls at, Florida Gators, at the Swamp. But just to see like the discipline and then the undiscipline and the emotions and then the good and the bad and the failure and the success and kind of climbing up the mountain and falling down and getting back up, like just to see that raw energy, I'd live for that shit. Like anytime I can see emotion, because obviously I'm a very passionate and emotional guy, but especially with sports or people, if I can meet someone that's on that same like energy as me, or someone that I feel that I look up to, based off their story, or someone that's misunderstood, then I watch something or I read something, and then I look at that person at a whole nother light. Everyone else could be maybe the hater, but then I'm like, damn, I was like, this guy went through it, and anyone that has had any type of setback, you can relate. But again, if you haven't ever had depression and you've never had anxiety ever, not even once, you'll never understand what it's like for the people that are in the gutter. Sometimes you get in the gutter and you don't get out. So to be able to get out and then try to be able to get back on, on track, those are amazing things. And you see it in sports all the time. People cracking, people crumbling, so much pressure, the pressure to win, the pressure to succeed, everyone's perception of you. Yeah, must see TV. Fucking watch it. That's all you got to know. You got to watch it, baby. Swamp Kings, so good. And like I said, if you are not a fan of Urban Meyer or Tebow or anyone on that roster, you will definitely, maybe not convert and be like a Gator or like a fan of them, but you'll definitely, your eyes will be opened and you'll feel a wide range of emotions too. And that's what I love to see in a documentary. I need to be able to laugh. I need to be able to cry. I need to be able to get fucking motivated, like I'm going to punch through a fucking wall. Or if I was like next to those guys, I would be like chest bump and, try to tackle their ass. Like you get that emotion from some of these people and you feel that energy, that collective like camaraderie. And, even when, you were on a team when you were younger or like in a sales group, everyone likes to be a part of something special, especially if you're championship worthy. And to be able to see SEC football, at its very peak, and we're talking about better athletes than the Big Ten and the ACC and the Pac-12 or the Pac-10 back then. And then just to be able to, see these grown men and like the camera angles and like the field footage in the locker room, that shit is the fucking best. Like if you actually look at everything that they got going on there, like the one-on-ones, with each player and them talking about, their story and whatnot, very cool. And they go and break it down over 4 episodes. So you go over like a 4-year period. Each episode is like covering a year, like Urban's first year. And then, every year after that until, Tebow is gone going to the NFL and whatnot. So yeah, I recommend it. And it'll be very difficult. Like you can watch the first episode and take a break, but then after you get to like the second episode, it's really hard to like not keep going. Like you just want to be able to finish it. But I might actually rewatch it again. And I just like college sports just for the camaraderie, that it offers. It's like you get the NFL and you get MLB and NBA with the professionals, but there's just something about like college kids and then the band and the music and the atmosphere, and you can't win. You can't lose one game. You got to win them all. NFL, you can lose a couple, still win the championship. It's like, fuck, if you lose 1, 2, you're done. There's no natty at 2. Yeah, it's like undefeated or 1. So I don't know, the different aspect of the game. I like that shit too. So, what do you guys want for photos? You guys want anything for photos, Mr. Williams, or Reflect? Anything that you're wanting? Let me know. And like I said, I'll probably stay on here for not too much longer. Paisley just got picked up, but I'm going to do some reading and maybe get caught up on some things and whatnot. But I'll stay on here probably for another 10 or 15. Unless we get some more people coming in and we go on some kind of crazy ass dono train, then everything goes out the window. Then I probably stay for another hour. But anything that you guys want to see, let me know and I'll put it up. I got you. Mental health. It's important. It's the number one important thing that you can do. Take care of yourself. If you're not good, ask for help somehow, some way. Doesn't have to be by telephone. Just got to be able to put yourself in a position to win. Routines are good, right? Stick to a fucking routine, right? You got to be positive. And you got to also do things like exercise, get outside, listen to music, talk to friends, watch TV shows, engage. If you're not doing any of those things and you're just sleeping and you're in the dark, that's why you're in the gutter. You're shutting yourself off from everyone else. I've been there. Fuck, I did it for 3 weeks and got fired from a job. You know, that's embarrassing to say, but it needs to be said on here because some of y'all have gone through the same shit. You know, good fucking job too. You know, good one. You know, and then just 3 weeks, you know, just couldn't climb out. Just went to the bathroom, shower, bed. You know, so look out for this. That's when we get donos from, you know, Mr. Williams. He always will do some for mental health. You know, 9, 29, 39, 69, 99. You know, doesn't get talked about enough, especially with dudes. Like, you know, girls can talk about it, you know, and you can see shit on like, you know, programs, you know, but it's just like real talk, hanging out with the boys, you know, or you having a beer. This shit don't really come up that often, you know, unless you're like super close to the person. So sometimes it's my, you know, that's my, I guess, you know, not necessarily responsibility, but I mean, if I've gone through it, you know, and I don't necessarily think that, you know, you have to be able to look at people equally. You know, some people are like, oh, I'm better than you, or look at my ego, or this or that. You know, some people do it for fame and for money, but if you do it for, you know, good reasons, trying to connect with people and help people, you know, you got something real. Plus, if you know you can do something for free and you love it, you know, and you know you're helping people, you know, that's, you know, helping one person, your day is made, you know, right? No matter what it is. Mental health. You know, that's why I got to talk the real talk sometimes after some of these shows. We'll look at food, we'll look at cars, wrestlers, football players, but sometimes the real talk shit will come out between what I got going on or what, you know, people got going on. You know, and I feel that those talks that you hear from me, that's going to be some of the realest shit that you're going to hear on the internet or in real life. You know, because like I said, when you get someone that keeps it 100, that doesn't bullshit, doesn't lie, you know, and you have similar shit that happens to you, you're like, fuck, I can relate. And relating is the best thing. That way you don't feel alone, you know, when things are going bad. You know, so I feel like I can always do NWSF, you know, oh doggy dog, but then sometimes Dr. O got to get flipped on a little bit. You know, we got to be able to look out for each other, you know, because like I said, with a lot of the brothers, you know, we don't really talk a whole lot, you know, and if you do, you're a brave motherfucker, you know, if you're talking, because you're probably not talking necessarily, well, you might be talking about it with your significant other, but probably not, you know, you're probably maybe a little bit of how it's going, but sometimes you got to talk to, you know, when your boys or a family member or someone that you trust that, you know, that's not going to judge. So got to get that shit out, you know, and that's why these streams are so good for me, because I can grind, I can do my dream. We can bounce shit off each other. We can both learn off each other, and then we can help each other, motivate each other, you know, kind of like, you know, I'm your therapist, but like I'm your sportscaster at the same time. And I'm not even charging you for the fucking mental health part, you know, and we're just helping people get back on track. It's like, oh, depression, boom. You know, you were at a 0, you're going to leave the room at a 4, maybe tomorrow at a 5, and then 3 days later at an 8, you know, and that's the starting point. You got to have that starting point. You feel me? Absolutely. And you know it. And pictures, what do you guys want to look at? Anything? Food? You guys let me know. All right, man. Appreciate you and your support. I got to throw up something, even if he's taken off. If I knew that he was just dipping like that, I would have. All right, let's throw up a couple Dodger things for him. And if he doesn't see it now, he'll see it later. All right, throw up the Dodgers. Because even if people don't, you know, say anything, yeah, I'll still do it. Especially if you're one of the special people on the channel. You know, got to have that representation, right? We just can't leave that hanging. Mr. Williams is Dodgers all day, every day. Lives in California. Dodgers. So we got to see some Dodgers for his donos. I mean, who doesn't like photos of their favorite players or cool stuff? So we got to give a couple Claytons. Okay, a little trifecta of Kershaw love. A little Freddie. Freddie don't hurt nobody. He's a GOAT, first ballot Hall of Famer. Braves, Dodgers. And a little Mookie. You know, you got to sprinkle in a little bit of everything. I appreciate you, Mr. Williams. Reflect, you want to see anything? You got anything in mind? We got to hit him with all the logos. The Dodgers, and then the Dodgers. All the Dodgers. Appreciate you, Mr. Williams. You may see that now. You may see it later. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, can go through it. Sometimes you'll have someone that you're with that causes it. Sometimes it'll be a tragic event that happens, like someone fucking dies or gets sick or you get fired. Those are very hard things to bounce back from. And like, if you're a dude, you're not fucking talking to anybody. You're just in your fucking own mind and you're in hell. Like, and you're like, fuck, I got to climb out of this shit. And then eventually, you know, you either cry or you know, toughen up, and then you and then you move forward eventually. Can't be in the ditch forever, right? Or sometimes you'll see something like on TV or like a commercial, like a sign, like stop being a pussy, cry it out real quick. And then, maybe you can get back on track, and it's like some like commercial or some movie or some TV bullshit. And I know I've seen that happen too. It's like when I was in my 3-week, like, gutter run where I was just like not in a good space. Right. And then I saw something and it did make me cry. And I was like, fuck, I do need to get out of this. This is like insane. Like, to be this kind of behavior and, not exercise, not listen to music, not talk to my friends, not, do the right things that I need to do to, get better. Like I need a routine, and I'm going from doing everything on the routine to zero. Oh, I wonder why I'm in the fucking gutter, but sometimes you just don't give a shit. You're just like, fuck, I don't care about nothing. I'm going to watch TV and eat and just sit here and sleep. I'll be in the Matrix. That'll be better than reality. So yeah, it saves people's lives. That bottom line. Yeah. But we know as a society, that's not saying that ain't going to happen. Right. I wish it was like that. So much hate. The hate is ball from Dave Chappelle. Everyone's invited. Hollywood Hogan's get the boot. Oh, yeah. I definitely think that, yeah. It's going to be one or the two, unless you have a Phillies team like last year, like the Brewers, which it possibly could be. You're still here. Look at you. Did you see the photos I put up? Were you spying? He's like, I'm waiting to see if O-Dog puts up photos for me. I bet he does. I'm going to stay and not say anything. Let me see what he does. Good to see that you're here. I just wanted to put those up before you left. Just can't just donate and not get any photos. What are we? You're goats. You got to look at goats in the, on the screen, right? We got to get some Dodger representation for you or my dad, at least a little bit on the channel. I'm not shoving Dodgers down anybody's throats or anything, but Dodgers. There you go. Reflect. Do you want anything? Mike Murphy. Okay, let's do that. Good choice. So are we still on the same page with Witherspoon was a mistake? And that, trading down would have been the number one option. Do you agree or disagree? Because obviously Jalen Carter wasn't the answer either. But trading down, you could have maybe gotten a 2-for-1, and then your team is better, and you don't pick Witherspoon. Can Witherspoon pan out? Yes, he can. But, Christian Gonzalez going to be better? Probably. But I don't know if you agree with everything I just said there, but I feel that we're kind of on the same page. That, the 2-for-1 would have been the smarter thing to do. I'm going to put on another game while we're waiting here. One sec. See who's playing. Yankees, Rangers, Rays, Marlins, Astros. Now I got to look. All right. What's worthy to check in on? Let's look. 7-4 Astros, Yankees 2-0. Is Aaron Judge playing? Yes, Aaron Judge is playing. All right, so I'm watching that. I'm going to watch Aaron Judge bat or play. Got to soak in legends as much as you can. Okay. All right, get some Miles Murphy. I like Miles Murphy a lot. Right, like some people that are fans that think they know football, they would have just said, pick a different player other than Witherspoon or Carter, and then the Seahawk fan base is happy. But in previous years, I'm not even a Seahawk fan. I know when they had late round picks, they had a guy that they could pick, but they would trade down to go to the second round to accumulate 1 or 2 more extra picks and try to hit on a collective of picks, not picking where they stood or where they had their ground, with their feet in the sand. They were like, nope, we're not doing it. We're going to trade back, right? See? If you had your choice, who would you like Murphy? Like obviously this is someone that we both talked about quite a bit. But Bengals, goddamn, they need defense, but you already got some pieces there too. Like Seahawks, if you would have picked him, even there, you know what I mean? Some people might have bitched and complained, but I think most people would have been like, you know what? Might have been picked maybe 5 or 8 picks high. But if you believe in the guy and he's going to produce, why not? More people would have been happy with this pick than obviously with what happened. And also, too, it's like you didn't even pick the number one corner. You picked the number 2, 3 corner, in most people's books, maybe even lower. But obviously, he's a system guy. He's a Pete guy. So if you're a Pete guy, and I did watch a little documentary on Pete too, and also a couple interviews, and then one that he had with was it KJ Wright? Is it Richard Sherman and KJ Wright have the podcast, and then they have some stuff that they're doing. But you get to see like what Pete talks about his 7 levels of like dudes and whatnot, and what he looks in for players and whatnot. So it was very interesting to hear him evaluate. But I liked him a lot too. I mean, for him to go 28 is like a travesty. Someone with that type of skill set, if there's a lot of quarterbacks or wide receivers or offensive line, sometimes edge guys will go, in the first round. But if you're good, you're typically going within the first 16 picks. And for him to not be within the first 16, like he's got top 16 talent. So for him to go 28, that's a steal for the Bengals, especially if him and Trey Hendrickson can be crazy together. Then you got like a two-headed craziness there. So. Yeah, Campbell was nice too for Iowa. It seems like he has some of the intangibles, and that's what I look at when I evaluate players. It's not, oh, this guy's a crazy athlete. I was like, is this guy a good human? Are you a good man? How are you with like the family? How are you as a teammate? Are you coachable? Are you a leader? You know what I mean? Are you responsible or irresponsible? Is this the number one priority for you or not? And it's like looking at people in general, or if you're looking at a partner or whatever. It's like you have these like kind of ideas and visions on what you want in a person once you've been burnt. So that way you don't have a person like that in the future, or you try to improve your friend circle or your relationship circle or whatever it is. But obviously with talent on a football team, you got to be able to gel with the coaches and the players. Yeah, but I like those players too. We'll throw Jack Campbell up here for good measure. Sarah's not even here to even see it unless she's watching like half asleep. I mean, the guy just looks and like a Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions. I'm going to bite some kneecaps type of player. I mean, look at this photo and tell me that this doesn't scream 1980s or 90s football. I don't know if there's a photo that screams more 1980s or 90s football than this one. Look at him. Is he a safety? Is he a linebacker? He's built like a linebacker, but he's wearing a safety number. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he looks like a football player, right? Those are the kind of guys you want to get. And that's why I think that I can come up with so many predictions, and I'm, with fantasy and just like, when people ask, because I try to go deeper than just the obvious. I try to look at a lot of like X factors that other people are willing to overlook. And sometimes people will think, that doesn't matter. But sometimes it does, as far as like longevity of career, or, being able to predict if someone's going to be hot that day or maybe Homer or not, and just looking at a lot of the outliers and, the personal life on certain things, not deep personal life, but you know what I mean? Just like certain things on like outside of the football field, locker room shit, like friendships, like, how are you, and obviously we're never going to really know everything about a player because some shit is private. We're never going to know, but we have an idea for the people that are actually looking for that kind of info, and then we can kind of go from there. Yeah. And Luke Kuechly was great too, Boston College. I can't believe he retired early, but his legacy though. It's like what you had him and what, Matt Ryan? I mean, certain guys just look like football players. but also the eye black makes it a little bit more intimidating. Like the helmet, broad shoulders, and then you got the chin pad, but you got the black. I don't know, the eye black with the black helmet, the black jersey, and the black pants. I'm gonna beat your ass, and I look like I'm going like to war, like in the military. I think that's part of it too. You have to look at it like, what am I looking at? And that's what this is hoorah. It's like you got one of those guys that's about to go to war, right? Mentally tough. That's what I look for too. And like I said, that's why when I do the end of the show, you never know what we're going to talk about. We might talk about like murder mystery stuff. It might be cars. It might be Novas. It might be wrestling, old school football players. But yeah, I'm always looking at the intangibles, especially when I do like breakdowns of players and predictions and then also, who I pick in fantasy or who I know who's going to more than likely have maybe a better career than most people can see right out of the gate. But, the more the more, you're able to come up with a better, I guess, prediction and whatnot. Hypothesis, right? A breakdown. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's going to be my number one team that I'm going to be excited to watch. I've always been on board. I've always been a Barry Sanders and Megatron guy anyways. So, and obviously I don't like seeing people suffer. So when I can see people succeed eventually, and I really like the coach, I would definitely have him as my coach or coordinator, like 110%. That's, some people say meathead, but if he doesn't have some of the analytics down, there's going to be people out there, like us and others that's all we do. It's like we're always looking at the rare information and the stuff that's a little bit deeper as we look at one of the best of all time, a legend, one of my favorites, him and Bo Jackson. It's like there's a cream of the crop. And then Mike Allstott for my, fullback. But Barry and Bo, nothing better. Emmett was great, but he wasn't Barry or Bo. So you either know or you don't know. I've seen this highlight like 100 times. Like when you see like the Barry Sanders special and he's like juking like 10 fucking Buccaneers out of 11. I mean, what a goat. What a legend. Yeah, and I like coaches a lot, and that's why I think my perspective is a little bit different. I like people, and I like to be able to break down like different situations. And the Lions, they got themselves one. He just needs a good supporting cast to help him. He actually is one of my top three, top four, top five. Like you might not get the wins that you want right away, but you're building something that's special there. And you can be a part of it or you can walk away. And like I said, it's like going to be the best that they've been in a long time. And it's just kind of a shame you weren't able to put everything together with Barry Sanders and Megatron and Herman Moore and getting all those guys to maybe play like it together. But yeah, obviously a former football player, but someone that will do push-ups and sit-ups with the players. And how many coaches do that? 5 out of 32, maybe less. So if you can earn the respect of the players, they'll play harder for you, and you will go through some struggles, but you will end up having the shine at some point. And I can't wait till I get to see it. It's going to be fucking incredible. I mean, like I said, I always used to root for the Lions, the Jags, and the Jets. But now I don't have to do the Jags and Jets anymore. The Jags are first place, and the Jets, shit, they might be fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh best team in the AFC. They'll surprise. Steelers will be surprising. So, anything else that you want to see before we go? Like I said, I can stay on here for another like 11 minutes or so if you want to make it a clean 3:30. If you want to just call it a day, we can call it a day. But I don't mind looking at some photos of Hall of Famers. I mean, that's always fun. You know, when can I look at Hall of Famers? It's not like when I'm not on the stream, I'm just randomly looking up photos of like legends. Like I'll do that when I do it here. I'm not going to necessarily do it, um, just in my spare time. I have plenty of time to do it here. So, right. And the thing is most people are talking shit because they want to be able to be judgmental, those judgmental fans. You picked them too high and you picked guys way higher than you should have. Oh, Gibbs is a second or third rounder. Why would you do that? Because it's the right fit. You got rid of all your other running backs, Swift, everyone else is gone, Jamal Williams. So you have to reinvent yourself. So if he wants to reinvent himself as that pass catching, hard hitting, hit the hole, with your nose and then feet down, bang, bang, bang. And then also I can catch a screen pass and maybe I can get 10 yards. So if you want to be that kind of guy, right? And then you get a linebacker that has the leadership where you already got Penny Sewell and Ragnow on the line. I mean, you already got Jared Goff in the offense, Jameson Williams, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's probably a top 5 wide receiver now. So you are building a superstar where that's going to win the division sooner than later, maybe even this year. The Packers and Vikings should be good. Bears will be better than they were. Maybe the Bears end up surprising too. But I think that with Gibbs, you got him because it was the mentality of who he was, what he said in his interview, and his ability to catch, not be the power back like the Derrick Henry, but to be the versatile back like the Eckler. And that's what they wanted. That's what him and the staff agreed upon. So I like it. But some people that are idiots, that's a dumb move. Okay, well, you don't know football. But and especially looking at the coach and the staff, you're picking me guys. You're picking guys that you feel like are a part of you, right? They have those characteristic traits. You're fucking a leader. You're mentally tough, and you're versatile. So, right? You and me see it. But unless you are a deep diver with stats and analytics, then people just look on the outside, idiots. You're stupid. Why did you pick that guy? There's 4 running backs better than that. You guys are dumb. Oh, this guy, dumb pick. So oh, you could have got someone better. But those might actually be like draft defining picks that lead them to the playoffs this year. I'm excited. That's my favorite team to watch. I love it. I love the uniforms too. I almost bought a Barry Sanders throwback. This one right here, 75th anniversary patch, white or blue, but I was thinking this one. Swaggy. Just can't eat like hot dogs and take it to the game with me or something because I'd spill on that so quick. But the 75th anniversary patch that year, 94, and then Dion has one for the Niners. I mean, it's some of the cleanest jerseys of all time. Like if I ever get rich, I'm just going to buy every single one from that year. So like Derek Thomas, fucking Barry Sanders, Dion on the Niners. Yes, please. The patch is insane. Arguably, it is known as maybe the best patch ever, like as far as on a football jersey. Size, diamond shape, colorful, and it's huge. It's and it stands out. Like you wear that, and people are like, "Oh, 94 year." They know because there's no other patch on any other jersey ever that's like that. So you're like, "Oh, okay. Mitchell and Ness, I see you." Lions. Like I said, I'd be best friends with a guy like this. Like this guy, some guys, are going to be the intellectual brains, the Mike McDaniels, the Sean McVays, and my favorite, Kyle Shanahan. But then you get the perception, the guy's just a meathead. He's dumb. He's just grunting and fucking, beating his chest, and doing stupid ass drills and, talking nonsense, yelling all the time. But there's a discipline there, and he's smarter than he looks, and he's got a great staff. And he's real. And that's the number one quality you want in a human being. Are you real? And he is. And that's why he might be my favorite real coach in the league. Who else is just going to go down there and do drills with the players? That's something I would do if I was in that position. For sure I would. Because if you gain the respect of your, comrades, they're going to run through a wall for you, even when shit is tough. But if you treat them like shit, you're going to get shit results, especially when things go bad. Right? So if you know how to treat people the right way, you get more smiles, right? And then you'll get the intensity. But he is probably, I would say, my third favorite coach. I'm a Kyle Shanahan guy. I like Sean McVay, even though his time is up, but he already showed his brilliance in play calling. The first two for play calling, and for this guy being the realest motherfucker in the NFL, kind of like a Pat McAfee, as a punter. He is the Dan Campbell of the realness as far as coaches are concerned. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, when you watch those, I watch and read and I see him, so I see what he does. And the best part about it, he's not doing it to be fake. Like if he was a fake rah-rah guy where he's like, I'm going to pretend to be, like these other guys. and it's not who I am. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna start doing these fucking drills. I hate this shit. Fuck these players. I'm getting paid. I just need to do this shit to set an example. But a lot of times those people are so lazy or have the ego, they don't even do it. But sometimes you will get a fakie trying to be someone that's real. But when Dan Campbell does it, regardless if he was a former player or not, and you're doing push-ups and sit-ups and you're doing like little 10-yard sprint type shit, it's one thing if you're Pete Carroll and you're old school and you're 70 plus and you're doing it for camaraderie to say, I'm one of the boys. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm a grandpa. Hey, I might make a pretty good pass once in a while. I can run a little faster than you think. Hell, I might be able to beat you in a 5 or 10-yard dash, and that camaraderie. But then with Dan Campbell, it's like, I'm real as fuck. This is what it is. I'm going to fucking bite some kneecaps. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me. I'm fucking real. I'm going to treat my players with respect, but I'm going to be hard on them. And then at any point, I'm going to do drills with them. I'm going to connect with them. And then we're going to get the best results. And if people think I'm not the smartest guy calling plays, fine. I got friends that can do that for me, and we can consult, and I trust them, and we're going to fucking win. I mean, how can you not root for something like that? It's like Swamp Kings. They should do something like that with the Lions. And hopefully they do that with a documentary like the Dan Campbell era. And it's all fucking him just fucking going crazy in the locker room and trying to hold accountability until they get to the point where Jared Goff and the offense and Amon-Ra St. Brown are superstar type dudes, And I don't think Goff is that far off of being like a top 10, top 12 quarterback. Especially if the Lions start making the playoffs a couple years in a row, then the perception is maybe Goff is a top 10 quarterback. Maybe he is number 10. Instead of maybe Kirk Cousins and Carr, maybe Goff is number 9. Is it really that crazy to think if they're winning the division and winning 10, 11 games a year, and Amon-Ra St. Brown's a top 5 receiver, which is very possible. He already has top 5 talent. Most people have him as like the 6th or 7th, but I think, he could finish anywhere within the top, 5, 6 positions, but I think he's good enough to be labeled a top 5 receiver now, even though most people have him, 6 through 10, but I know what I fucking saw last year. And, if the offensive line can play better and they get better help on defense, he could be a record breaker. He could be on that same level as a Jamar Chase or a Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill or a Devontae Adams. And if I didn't really believe in Amon-Ra St. Brown, why the fuck would I say something like that? So he gets my vouch. I already know when I watched at USC, and he's one of those guys that he's a talented and he's gifted, but he's a hard worker. So I look at that too. So, can you run the routes, but do you have superstar? As long as you don't get hurt, you're going to be number 5, number 6, 7 receiver for the rest of your career. That's how good he is. So, see, now you learned something new, right? And then they did, I think, Hard Knocks, right? So did you watch any of Hard Knocks? You got to go back and watch Hard Knocks of the Lions. Then you see Dan Campbell even on another level. Then you're like, oh my God, I liked him before. Now O told me a story about him working out with the team. Now I like him even more like on a 9. Then you watch that shit. Then you're going to be like, oh yeah, it's a bromance. You're like, how can you not root for a guy like that? And again, most people's perception is a hater perception that he's an idiot. He's a meathead, just a football player that talks like this, that doesn't know anything. Right? Which is a very hurtful thing to say, just because a guy is fit and works out and maybe played on the line or, regardless if you're O-line, D-line, or like linebacker, and then they're all fucking stupid. To be a football player, some of them, you got to be fucking smart as shit, and some people you wonder, when you hear play calls like with Gruden and some of these coaches that do literally 20 words is a play call. It's the initial play call and the 2 audibles and every route the receiver is running or the running back. All spider 2Y banana, and then 3 or 4 other things on top of that. Some people can get away with the athleticism, but some people you have to have a brain. It's more than just running into somebody. There's mad respect. Even Brad Johnson is considered very articulate and smart, and he would fuck up on the plays with Gruden, and he's a smart guy. There's other guys that are a little bit smarter than others that we've had in the franchise. But to be able to pick that up and to be able to put that down, and knowing the defense was Hall of Fame, 4 or 5 Hall of Famers on there, but you had Mike Allstott, and then Keyshawn, and Keenan McCardell, and Joe Juravicius, and Ken Dilger, and you had some pieces. You didn't have great Hall of Fame pieces, but you had good pieces that were all considered good players. And Michael Pittman, and we made it happen. So. Game is sold, not told. Get your paper, player. I'm always doing it, bro. Yeah. Well, I like to be able to have some real talk, sometime after the stream is over, because, sometimes we'll have regulars or goats and they're going through it. So it gives a time where we can talk, about stuff, or I can throw food up on the screen, whatever that may be. So, oh, you have to watch it. If you order HBO, or I'll send you money if you don't got HBO. But shit, I'll send you $10, on there on a Cash App, and to fucking order that shit if you don't have HBO or HBO Go, and find a way to be able to watch that shit, and then watch that in the library, and then you'll see him in a whole nother light. And like I said, there's going to be massive changes from when that show aired, and then obviously now Jets, and then this team moving forward. But I feel like the Lions are kind of be a little bit like the Mariners, where it's like we struggled, but we're going to see them kind of shine. It's going to be kind of cool to be able to see two like lovable losers like actually shine, and maybe we go even further than people think. Like maybe one day we see the Lions in an NFC championship game. Maybe not win, but can you imagine not going to the playoffs for like a billion years, and then all of a sudden the Lions are in the NFC championship game against the Niners? You'd be like, holy shit, right? And then the Mariners in the World Series. Shohei Ohtani to Seattle. You never know. Anything else that you want to see, bro? Before I go, you let me know. Go Mariners. 5-4, 76 and 57. Now I got to look at the standings because I didn't get a chance to do that. Let's look at the standings. And I got Yankees 4, Tigers 0. I probably should change it to a different game. All right, what am I looking at here? All right, so we got Orioles 83 and 50, Mariners 76 and 57. First place still. Rangers are a half game back. And did the Astros already play today? Did they lose? Astros won. Oh, bitch. They beat Boston 7-4. Okay. Saul, I'll do Saul. Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul. Great show. Mental health. Don't forget it. Better Call Saul. And Breaking Bad. Gotta watch that shit. Got one more. Let's see if it works. Don't know if it will. Oh, I got to delete one or two to see if I have room. Let's see. Let's see if this will format. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, baby. You're looking for a show to watch? Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Fucking watch it. It's good. Final score for the Mariners. A good one. One that didn't think that we were going to get there. 5-4 Seattle. Amazing. Especially when we're down 3-0. But 5 runs is the magic number a lot of the time. Shout out to the Mariners, still first place in the American League West. Appreciate that everyone that donated, commented, shared. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Sal Goodman out. I will talk to you later. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.